プレイステーション
Welcome to the land of long live play, where greatness is always waiting. Welcome to the PlayStation Experience. I am one of your hosts, Banana Man, aka Delvin Cox. With me is the Lord and Savior of PSVG, Lord Snurts.
Hey ho, hey everybody.
Also, the Platinum Princess herself, Miss Haley Nicole Miller. How you doing, Haley?
Sweating because I turned my fan off so we don't have an airplane taking off during the recording.
Good job. We thrive for excellence here at PSVG. That's how we do.
Yeah, give me a few minutes and I'll be sweating there too. All the fans and all the windows are closed because I try to be as professional as possible. And I was kind of crying on the inside as I slowly closed it and turned off the fan.
God damn it, Snurts, you got to strive for your art.
I do. I will sweat for you people. That's how much I care.
Blood, sweat, and tears.
Yeah, I'll blood optional. Sweat and tears, sure.
Nah. Blood is required. Like the
Wow, we go deep.
Blackpool combat blood. You got to bleed with us. Be part of PSVG. Got to bleed.
Is this some kind of like ritual that I'm going to have to be at the retreat that we have in the fall? Where all the PSVG gets together for blood rights.
Yes, much like on AEW, Hangman Adam Page drunk someone's blood. So I have to do the same thing to both of you guys. I have to drink your blood.
That's
okay,
weird.
okay. Sure.
That's the AEW wrestler.
Now, if you become Blade, it's worth it.
No, not now. Not now. It's not. No, not after what editorial just did to Blade. No, we don't go there.
On,
I just know Wesley Snipes Blade. I know the old school cool Blade.
Ask your son is all I have to say. He's not happy about it. Ask Delvin Jr.
I'm asking my son a goddamn thing. Ignore him until the end of time. Haley, how's your week been?
Who's starting? Sorry, did you say me?
Haley?
Yes.
How's your week been?
I watched Abigail. Thank you, by the way.
You're welcome.
The funniest part, before anyone even goes, why are you thanking Delvin? My buddy Matt was talking to me about the movie, and I was like, I can't watch it right now. I don't have this amount of money for the movie. And then I get a text message like an hour later, and Delvin's like, watch the fucking movie.
Yes.
There you go.
Good person, apparently. I don't know.
I wasn't. Delvin just does things. It was very good. I enjoyed it, and I'll definitely be watching it again soon.
Glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah. You know what else I've watched? Finally, because I found a way to watch it.
What?
My Adventures with Superman.
Oh, okay.
Cool. I need to catch up on that. The new season is out, and I've only seen the first.
I have one episode. I have the episode that came out last night. I have to watch that.
There you go. Cool.
I have not watched it yet.
I enjoyed it so far. I think the Clark Lois dynamic is cute in this one.
Well, it's cute, but it's also not comic accurate. So there's a bunch of people like fuck the people. I'm just letting you know, like this is not genuinely how they are. Because again, the way they're portraying, like, don't get me wrong, I love the way they're doing this show. Like they're taking like some wild like Elseworld stories and like animating them. Okay.
Yes. People are very mad about Deathstroke.
Yeah.
So Deathstroke is like Edgelord number 2 anyways, so it doesn't matter. But like,
They want the pedo Deathstroke back. That's the weirdo guy. Which
He
is
is.
The one who's beating up on kids.
beating up on kids and having a questionable relationship with one like Drake. Yes.
I'm sorry.
That
Are
There
Deathstroke
you
is why they
go.
went back.
I'm sorry. Are we calling the Judas Contract beating up on kids and not torturing them? Like,
Well, that too.
Yeah. Tomato.
anyways, so they have some really interesting takes on characters here, and I enjoy it. But you just know this is not normally how these characters are, particularly with a character who's introduced in season 2. So
Yeah.
it's Supergirl. If
Yeah,
you're wondering.
Kara. I mean,
Yeah,
it's on the
yeah.
it's literally on the promo cover of the
it
show
is.
when you click the show on Max. So,
Yeah.
and I social media being what it is, there's no more surprises in popular entertainment. But I should get back into it, and I hope season 2 is as enjoyable as season 1. And I don't really care if they do things different. That's what makes it fun. When I had that DC comic app, like they have all these random stories that aren't quote unquote, the normal setup with
They're-
everyone being like a vampire or something set in like a medieval setting. So, I don't understand why these people get so dogmatic about, these characters.
Because genuinely, like for example, you're referencing the medieval one that's Dark Knights of Steel or
Something like that. Yeah.
yeah.
It-
Those are clearly defined Elseworlds. This one's not defining itself as an Elseworld because, like, for example, Donnie's gonna fucking kill us. I'm just saying, like,
Kill me.
but like, when the Arrowverse did their Elseworlds crossover, you knew things were gonna get wonky because they labeled it Elseworlds, right? Like, that is how DC will generally define, hey, we're making some wild stuff here. This is not stuff that we normally put in a comic. We're doing it here, right?
But why
That's
should that matter?
generally.
it's exactly.
I understand. I'm just saying.
Like,
Yeah.
That's why
spoilers.
people care about that.
Green Arrow in the comic books is not like Green Arrow on the TV show.
No, he's
Very much
basically
so.
Batman in the TV show. Like, let's
Yeah.
be real.
Exactly.
He's fucking Batman with a bow and arrow.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's Enjoy entertainment.
There was a reason that Stephen Amell had Walmart Batman in his bio for a while. Let's be real.
Yes.
All
All right.
right. I have played a bunch this week. I
Somebody's playing games. That's good.
yes. I played a lot of Dragon Age Inquisition.
That's good.
I have killed 5 dragons this week. 5.
Ooh.
There
Do
are
you have
12
like
They're
a-
not aging.
Pardon?
I said, I guess they're not aging.
Ta-da. Dragon retirement. Permanently.
Yeah. So there are 12 in Dragon Age Inquisition. There are 12 dragons. And they're all optional.
Yeah, that was a terrible joke. That was the right move.
There are-
Great joke.
Yeah.
All
But
the
you having fun
dragons-
going through the Inquisition again?
Yeah. I'm prepping for Veilguard.
Sure.
I'm unfortunately being forced to romance the egg again. So
The egg.
I have not played Inquisition yet. So what's up with this egg?
the egg is the community term for Solus.
Oh,
the-
okay.
If you've seen the Veilguard trailer, he's the guy standing there with the knife in front of the portal.
He
Um,
Oh, I see.
Like, essentially, like, no spoilers for you, nerds, but like, eventually over the course of Inquisition, he just keeps like sneaking away and finding convenient excuses for it. And then, oh, okay, so he's got something going on, and then yeah. So he's gonna be in the new one, and I'm unfortunately romancing him because I don't remember how his romance goes at all, but apparently it's canon for the Inquisitor for like having a strong relationship with Solus is canon for Veilguard, so
All right. So you're trying to set it up to see if there's a payoff.
Yeah, there will absolutely be a payoff. My next story mission requires 40 power, which is like the Inquisition came out at a weird time where it's got like this, like, hey, we want to keep you playing mechanics, so you got to do side missions to get stuff. So that's why I've been killing dragons, because they give you a lot of power, and I'm sitting at 20 right now. I still need 20 more before I can do the next mission. Dragons give you anywhere from 4 to 12 power each time you kill them. So I've been doing that. I opened Diablo, didn't actually play it. I just logged in to claim a reward and then logged out.
That's how you play Diablo.
Yeah, that's a really deep game session in there. Just claiming the reward real quick.
It was 5 minutes at 11 o'clock at night. Hey, Smoking Joe, I'm level 82 and I finished my battle pass. I no longer have the drive to play this season. So I got through my battle pass. I'm not wasting money. I don't have to play it as obsessively as I was before.
Easy come, easy go.
Yeah. Well, no, I didn't want to waste money because the battle pass that I had gotten was from when I pre-ordered the game and had like one premium battle pass redemption.
Right.
And I accidentally hit the button.
Yeah,
So,
I remember. Yeah.
So I finished that battle pass. I got all the rewards from it. So like leveling to 100. Nah, I don't need to do that.
I thought that about every single character that I've created on Diablo 4. Like there's no reason for it to go to 100 at all.
I mean, I'm sure the character will get there when the expansion comes out because I'm definitely getting the expansion. But like, the character doesn't get deleted when the season's over. It just moves over to the regular server. So I can play that character whenever. Played some Sly Cooper. I'm working on trying to platinum that one. The only one that I think is going to give me trouble there are the time trials for that game. You need to do 10 of them, and I can't figure out how to do one of them. So
that might be a problem.
Yeah, racing the clock can get you a lot. There's always a little bit here and there. Like I remember when I was testing Mercenaries, I hated doing the gun trials because you had to blow up X amount of things within like 60 seconds or something like that. And can kind of start banging your head against the wall there when you're not winning.
And how to fix that problem?
You stop playing.
Don't do them.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Just quit.
Okay.
Move on.
I've made a little bit further in the Alan Wake DLC, but
now
something else has taken my attention. I can't talk about the DLC without spoiling it, and I'm not going to spoil it for people. So, no.
Ruin it. Ruin it for everybody.
Anyways, the other thing that's taken my attention is Elden Ring.
So is this your first bout with Elden Ring?
Is it my first bout? No. Delvin bought me the game for my birthday, and then it broke and stopped working. So when I came into a little extra money this week, not from Delvin, I did not spend the money Delvin gave me.
Like that?
Because I already prefaced that you...
Bitch, where's my money?
If anything, Delvin would be a sugar daddy, not a pimp.
A pimp named Banana Man.
Anyways, no, I'm prefacing that Delvin did not buy the game for me again. No, I sold my Xbox to my boss's son, so for his 14th birthday.
Oh, that's nice.
I'm barely using it, and I can just stream things through the computer, right? So, why?
Yeah,
it just sits there. So,
everything will be on PlayStation anyway, so you don't need it.
So I picked up Elden Ring and the DLC, which is funny because buying the game and the DLC at once was cheaper than just buying the game alone. Don't know how that works.
Yeah, it's weird when that happens. I think that happened with Forbidden West. I was looking at him like, wait, why is the base game $20 more than the Lux edition? What's going on here?
So picking up from where my copy broke when Delvin bought it for my birthday when it came out. I was level 38 when I started. I'm 53 now. I have defeated, I want to say like 5 or 6 bosses. Only 2 of them are like, hey, you're progressing towards your main objective though. But like I don't know how far you got, Delvin, because I know you played for a while.
Not too far. I don't even remember. It's been that long since I played it.
Yeah, so I killed 2 bosses at the academy, each of which triggered an achievement, which means they're like significant bosses. I killed a wolf at the academy, which is in like the lake area, and then I killed Renala, who is like once you kill her, you can like completely switch how your character's leveled. essentially. So I finished that, and then I spent a little time this afternoon working on like getting map fragments, because like to clear the fog in Elden Ring, you have to find map fragments to parse your map out. So did a bunch of that. Defeated a ghostly snail. That was a boss. That was fun. And yeah, so that's what I've been playing.
Ghostly snail. I did not have that on my bingo card for today.
That sounds
That,
terrifying. A ghost snail.
yeah,
Oh,
right.
also,
it's
this
slowly
snail
coming to
summons a
slime you.
giant. This snail summons a giant like ghost soldier that will absolutely fuck you up. So
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't believe
Yeah.
that.
So it's Lord Ghost Snail.
Yes.
I also killed an
reminds
ancient
me-
moose.
That
Oh
reminds me
man,
of,
that poor moose. He had 3 days away from retirement.
He was
You
dead.
ever watch? You ever watch Gravity Falls?
I know
No.
of Gravity Falls, but I have not seen it.
It's a great show. I really love Gravity Falls. On one of the episodes, they do like a bunch of trailers for terrible movies, and one
Okay.
of the trailers is Ghost Turtle. Every time I hear that, I just burst out of laughter.
Yeah, I did watch some of the Adventure Time. Not too much. I kind of had it on the background, so that was a good recommendation. I can see why people find that entertaining. And
It's-
Gravity Falls is another one.
Making pancakes.
Yeah. Also, just the whole like opening episode of like them trying to kill zombies, but they're like, no, it's a pinata party. Like everyone put on blindfolds and then just swing your sticks.
Yes,
That was
great.
pretty cute. But yeah, thanks for the recommendation on that one. I will continue to like check it out every once in a while. It's like one of those shows where like I watch 2 episodes. I'm like, I'm good. That was
Yeah.
perfect.
Gravity Falls like that too. If you like Twin Peaks, if you want Twin Peaks for kids, Gravity
Mhm.
Falls is the perfect show for like that. It's like a big mystery and stuff like that around the Mystery Shack. It's fun. It's scary at times. I really enjoy Gravity Falls. And plus, it's not that long. I think it's like 3 seasons.
Okay,
Gravity
It
Falls.
has a
Yeah.
full story.
cool.
A lot of those Disney animated shows are like they're succinct seasons. So
Gotcha.
Yes.
Yeah.
They tell a full, except Phineas and Ferb. Phineas and Ferb goes on forever.
Phineas and Ferb goes on forever, but like it's still interesting the entire
It's still
fucking
good.
time. Yeah.
It is. But it's like, hey,
Yeah.
here's season 10 of Phineas and Ferb, and these kids have not aged
They're
yet.
making more. Did you know that? They're
Yeah.
literally making
my-
more right
My
now.
son told me, like, yeah, they're making more Phineas and Ferb. Like, I don't see why they ever stopped it. Me and Snurts had this conversation on my podcast. Like, some shows just don't need to stop. They
Yeah, I
just
was
keep
gonna
going.
make some smart ass comment about like who would watch a show and keeps going and everybody stays the same.
I wonder who would do that.
Yeah, no one would ever listen to Sacrilegious with Robin Snurts that just had a new episode drop today. No one would do that.
A podcast about The Simpsons. Who would think that's a great idea?
Yeah. And thank you. It was fun. I listened to the episode today because it's up on Patreon. For $5 a month, folks, you can support Delvin Cox and get some great Patreon experience as well.
Okay,
Yes.
hold on. How does Snurts promote your Patreon more than you fucking do?
Because Snurts is a good human being.
Yeah, I don't mind doing ad copy for the
no,
pod, to be honest.
Fine. I have told this man for years he needs to promote his Patreon,
Because-
and
Yeah.
he doesn't do that.
Top
I
human
know.
beings in the world. Snurts, Jesus. There you go.
Oh wow, sweet.
Yeah, there you go. That's
Take
how
that.
that's how it works. That's the
Yeah.
echelon.
There you go. And that's white Jesus, right? Because I don't think I'm as cool as
Of
black
course.
Jesus.
Not,
Yeah,
not,
okay.
not even close.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just making
Not-
sure.
Not,
Yeah.
not hanging
All right.
on my wall, Snurts.
No, exactly. Yeah. But that blue-eyed pasty guy, yeah.
Yeah, you're better than him.
Jesus.
If I disappear tomorrow, we know why.
Yes. My bad.
Local Californian man found dead in ditch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Imagine he just disappears out of his car.
Disturbing.
Have you played any games, Snurts?
Yeah, I played 3 games actually. I went into a bit of a sports kick because we got NHL 24 for free this month, so I figured I'd give it the old college try. I didn't really like it. I appreciate that the controllers could be simplified to NHL 94. Have y'all experienced this at all, where you can actually go back to where it's only like 3 buttons for everything?
I have not played that because it's hockey, and I am an American.
Gotcha. Okay.
Hold on. Delvin Jr. just texted me, by the way. I'm going to add it to his question later. Jesus Christ.
Oh,
Okay.
Lord, here we go. You're gonna call child services on me. I already know.
No.
So I thought the hockey game was also really mean with their accurate stats of how terrible the LA Kings are. So that wasn't
Wow.
cool.
Wow.
But,
The hockey game is so weird because the hockey game lets you make a female character, but then they don't acknowledge that you're a woman at all. They
That is
literally just
strange. Yeah, I noticed that in
No,
the
no.
character creation.
they literally like so I have played NHL a couple of the NHL games. I think
Okay.
from 18 onwards they've let you make a female main character if you want for whatever team you're playing in career mode. Game doesn't acknowledge that you're a woman at all. It just calls you he, him, his, whatever.
Yeah,
Wow.
Like,
with all
bro,
the
what are we
things that you can
Why
customize.
is that even an option if you're just
Sure.
gonna ignore it?
Yeah. So I played it for a bit and I tried the career mode and I didn't like how you can only control your character and not the entire team, and that bugged me. So I decided to
Wow.
delete
That's-
it and install the soccer game FC 24.
Man, you're really sparsing it out there, huh?
Yeah, no, it was fun. I liked the last one I played, which was 2022 for FIFA, and I created a new character and just started playing that. I like it when it's on easy and I'm blowing out the teams by like 10, 12 points, and then I get it up to like a reasonable difficulty level, and all of a sudden it's like real soccer where it's ties and a loss and a win. It's mostly ties.
That's not fun.
Yeah,
I want to blow up every team.
but I did play ASO growing up, and I've always had a soft spot for soccer, and it's fun to be like playing characters that can actually kick the ball half the field with accuracy.
I dig it.
And then finally, I'm still playing Horizon Forbidden West. I have hit
Never
over
heard of it.
50. Yeah.
You're over level 50 at this point?
Yep, and I'm sure if I like plowed through some of the main quests and stopped getting distracted with side stuff, I'd probably be done by now. But I'm having fun.
Well,
The
either way.
game, yeah, exactly. The environments in this game are really diverse. Like some games that just kind of have the stereotypical, like, here's your mountain level, here's your grasslands, here's your desert. This one's like, no, we got like a rainforest and the redwood forest. Yeah, and I really appreciate just how much more detailed the graphics are. Like I was in a sandy desert and Aloy crouched down and you can see like an imprint of a square around the body as the sand kind of, went down all around her. And those little details were just very nice. And
Yeah.
I don't really care about the story at all, but I am
No.
having fun killing the monsters. Maybe as I get into like the final story beats and it picks up again, I'll get back
So-
into it.
Here's my question. How many
Mhm.
of the functions have you collected?
Functions? What
Like,
do you mean?
After you unlock your base, the
Yep.
missions you go out on are to collect computer pieces, essentially.
Oh yeah, no, I've collected 2 of the 3 that I
Okay,
was set out to
which
collect.
one?
The Poseidon or whatever,
Oh.
and yeah, I haven't gone out to California yet for that one.
No.
I think it's a Vegas. That was the underwater temple, and then there
Yes.
was like, yeah, I think that was Poseidon, and there was another
Yeah.
one too that I can't remember.
No, but I know which one if you haven't gone out the other way. So you have the ability to breathe underwater now,
Mhm.
and you have the other one. I don't remember. The third one I know is the ability to open the metal flowers.
I just unlocked that before starting this podcast.
Okay, so you have been out there.
Yeah, but I haven't done that specific main mission yet. But I've been collecting
Oh.
crab and checking out the beach and the redwoods and stuff like that, and doing the small stuff, unlocking the tall necks,
Yeah,
getting that kind of
yes.
stuff taken care of. I also really like clearing out the bases, the rebel out camps and whatnot. It's very
That is
far.
fun.
It's very Far Cry like, but yeah, I mean, you just go and you own people, and you can kind of sneak in and set some traps and start stealthy and then get loud. And that's what I like about these kind of games, because you get a nice blending of stealth and action. And some of these bigger boss fights are pretty intense and fun.
Yeah, so
Um,
Yeah.
No, the reason I asked is because I wanted to know if you'd done Vegas yet, because
Yes.
after you
Yes.
complete, the area changes. So
Yes, it does.
yeah.
And Vegas is cool. I really like the fact that they made it underwater. And I'm glad it wasn't as hard as the water temple in Ocarina of Time. But it's a beautiful game above all. I shared some of the screenshots that I took on the Discord, and I'm just constantly just sitting there in awe at how gorgeous the game is. So I'm going to probably keep on playing that. And the movie, I watched a handful of movies recently, but I'm going to keep on the theme from the last episode. I watched Godzilla Kong: The New Empire, which is not as it's not as good as Godzilla -1, which
That
makes
doesn't
you
surprise
actually
me at all.
care. Yeah, it actually, because that one has plot. This is straight back to the shut your mind off, wait for the giant set pieces with the monsters. And I do like how Godzilla looks with the pink. I think that looks fabulous. And I also like how Kong feels like an old man. And now that could be me projecting, but he really looks old in this one. And he's kind of like,
he's meant to be.
right? And he's kind of like fed up with everybody's shit. He's too old for this shit,
While we went back to watching things, I've also I'm all caught up on this season of The Boys as well.
Oh,
I have
cool.
not watched it in several seasons.
I need to get on that Prime subscription in August so I can watch The Boys, Invincible, Cape Crusader, Fallout. The list is growing long from Prime.
You still haven't watched Fallout? What's wrong with you?
Yeah, okay. I quit. I'm out. I'm sorry. I'm going to go home and think about what I did. I got to go burn my Fallout shirt because I haven't seen the show yet.
Hey, not to change the subject, but I just got an email for this.
Oh.
Did you know they have Rocco's Modern Life feelers? Shoes?
What's
shoes? Shoe? Okay.
Yeah, for Rocco's Modern Life.
Not.
They have shoes for everything these days, don't they?
I know that Jack entered a competition to design a shoe. So
yeah,
but I didn't know about this.
I mean, they made the shoe out of the Homer Simpson gif with him in the bushes.
I did not see those shoes. See, I've been on a shoe kick lately because AEW, which is now becoming a constant conversation. This thing has been coming out with shoes. Like 1 week they came out with the shoes for the Young Bucks, who are the tag team champions. They have their own shoe. And they have their shoe for Brody Lee, who was a wrestler who passed away a couple years ago. His son designed some Reebok from that. Pretty dope. I got a pair of those because, it's pretty cool. And I think they said the proceeds go to his foundation and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And now since I ordered them from Champ Sports, they're just sending me shoes that they think I would like.
Yeah.
And they sent me like Rocco's Modern Life shoe, and they're feeling like, how did you know I like some Rocco's Modern Life shoes? And two, I didn't know Fila still existed.
Is it even Rocco's Modern Life anymore, given what happens to Rocco?
No, Rocco's Modern Life been going forever. But I love Rocco.
The joke, Delvin, the joke.
I remember.
Okay.
Didn't they come out with
that's why I asked if it's even.
Are you? So are these the blue and brown ones?
There's several. There's one for Heifer.
Yeah.
There's one for Rocco, and there's one for Filbert. They're all very colorful.
Wow. Yeah, that is some bright yellow and red.
I feel like if I go to LA, I couldn't wear these.
Good. Okay, I'm just gonna leave that one alone.
Hey man, give him what Kendrick just did. I think it might be okay.
Yeah.
You just got to change them depending on the block.
No. Kendrick united everybody in their hatred of Drake.
Oh, there you go.
That is true.
Yeah, I've seen some very random shoes of all sorts on popular TV shows, games. Maybe not games as much, but definitely the TV shows and cartoons.
I'm starting
I
to get
can't
the
wear
shoes.
any of them because I'm not allowed to wear anything but black shoes at work.
Right? Yeah.
But
Dress code requirements.
You can don't you go outside of do other things besides just work, Haley?
Hey, Delvin, I don't make enough money to do other things, my friend.
Oh my God.
I'm trying.
Maybe the other thing should be the second job, the second hustle.
Maybe I should be a goddamn
Hey,
sugar daddy.
autistic burnout is a real thing.
Sure.
And me having a second job would leave me like
Okay, fair
completely, like,
enough.
yeah.
Yes, but you have to live your life
I-
and have fun too. You can't just
I
be
am
all you do
looking
like-
at other employment options, but like
Okay.
right now, no, I don't have
Yeah.
money to really do things.
Like
Hence
I said.
why.
But it's like I was trying to think if there's some
That's
way
why
you
need a
could.
sugar daddy.
Yeah, that's the solution to all our problems. If only we had sugar daddies, everything
If
would
all
be
of us
okay.
had sugar daddies.
Yeah, everything would be
okay.
great.
Yeah, it would be great. I mean, but a sugar daddy's gonna want pictures of my chest, and I'm not sure that I'm okay with that.
No, this is a cool sugar daddy that only gives us money and what we want and doesn't ask anything in return.
Yeah.
So Delvin,
Yeah. The Delvin sugar daddy model.
Yes, I have not asked Haley for no chest pics or feet pics. Not
no,
yet.
but if he did, I'd give him to him. I don't care.
Oh, wow. All right.
I don't care if it's Delvin. I don't care.
Wow. I'm doing this sugar daddy thing all wrong.
No, it's I don't know what it is because everyone's like, you should do that, and I'm like, I don't know. Or Delvin's other suggestion is to sell drugs, but I think I don't know, man.
Yeah, that might be-
That could end
bad,
poorly.
like the pterodactyl says on all the Flintstones, it's a living.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, like you're out in the park slanging drugs. And you're like, it's a living. Yeah.
Well, what a reference.
Yeah. No, that was 90% of the jokes on the Flintstones was some poor animal saying it's a living.
Yeah.
Just animal abuse.
Oh yeah. Yeah. The pelican toilet. That poor creature.
I got heat stroke on my way to work last night to change the subject.
Lord.
Oh, that's not good.
And then my boss's wife was like, why didn't you go to the office for a ride? And I was like, everybody selected meet at store, so I didn't know the office was an option.
Yeah, you can always
Like-
ask. You can always ask.
She was like, for future reference, go to the office.
Please
Someone
don't
will be
die.
there.
Yeah.
We can't afford to pay you if you die.
Right.
Fair enough. Also, I ended up leaving work early last night because of it. Like, because it was an automotive parts store we were working at last night, so it wasn't really air conditioned.
Ah.
Yeah. For some
Yeah.
reason,
So-
those stores usually have terrible air conditioning.
So, like, obviously there was an air conditioner, and you could only feel it in certain sections of the store. And 9 o'clock hit, and my boss was like, "Okay, we're going on break for half hour." And I was like, "Okay, I need to go. Like, it's getting worse." And I came home. I ate some pork chops. I ate a quarter of a pork loin. They're small, but like they were very small. It was like $7 for two of them, which is rare to find around here. So I ate that, and then I passed out, and I woke up at noon today. So
That works out.
I hope you were drinking some enhanced water with that
I
pork.
was drinking some enhanced water.
Okay. Good.
It was water mixed with
Bacon
a
grease.
couple couple ew god bacon is tasty. I do not want to drink bacon grease. Fuck.
Vodka.
no,
yeah, there you go. Smoke a
Yeah.
joke.
That's definitely some
Vodka.
enhanced water. Actually, I'm drinking vodka right now.
There you go.
But-
There you go.
It was mixed with water enhancer for Country Harvest lemonade. So
Okay.
Okay.
Country time.
I don't fucking care.
Country
Thanks,
time.
Mom.
Yeah. Country Time makes more sense for me. I've heard of that one before. I just figured it was some kind of Canadian lemonade.
Probably.
I have
That's
two
why I
kinds
like
of
it.
water enhancer lemonade in my cupboard.
All right.
I've got that one, and I've got the no name brand stuff.
I have water enhancing stuff in my cupboard too. It's called soda.
That's in my fridge.
Actually, isn't like that could be like tea and coffee too. That's just water enhanced.
Also, technically, yes, soda is just carbonated water with
Right.
flavor.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking that too, Yarden. Like how
It
what
was-
a weird. I mean, it gets hot in Canada.
It was 96 degrees on my walk to work
exactly.
yesterday, and the real feel was 108.
Yeah.
And
You
it was
get
a
a lot of
40-minute
humidity
walk.
up there.
The 40-minute walk. I'm right by the lake. Of course, there's humidity.
Oh,
Yeah, because that's that wet
pretty
heat.
well.
That's a lot harder to deal with. But I'm also so used to the California, LA heat.
Yeah.
Whenever I go to the humid side of the country, it's always a shock.
Yeah.
So, Delvin, you been playing or watching anything, or just dealing with life?
Well, I talked about on Nintendo Shop Day that I watched Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 2, which I thought was actually pretty decent.
Yeah,
But
Yours, Dad, I hear.
I like the Eroy jokes from
Yes,
Shaq.
Eroy
That
was
was
very good.
fantastic. He's like, "Go ahead and eat me." That really made me
Pretty
laugh.
accurate. But yeah, I forgot I actually did play some games this week. I
Oh.
completely forgot. I played late last night. I played AEW Fight Forever full. Felt like playing as the world champion Swerve Strickland. That's probably why I'm talking about AEW so much. Had fun playing that. I also played
I saw you playing
game?
Daymare 1994.
That's what I was playing. I'm glad you
Yeah.
mentioned it. Yes, I was playing Daymare 1994. What is the name of it? Daymare 1994. I think I can't remember the name of it.
I don't remember the
Sandcastle.
subtitle. Oh,
That's
there
what
you
it's
go.
called,
Okay.
Sandcastle. And for those who don't know, it's literally just a Resident Evil ripoff.
Oh, okay.
And I gotta tell you, I was having a lot of fun playing it. It's like it's a Resident Evil game, low budget as fuck, but it looks pretty good for a low budget game. I was playing it in performance mode because in quality mode it ran like shit. But once I put it in performance mode, it was running pretty decent. And the whole concept of it feels like a modern version of an old school Resident Evil game. And what I mean by that is it looks like a Resident Evil game. It plays like a modern version of a Resident Evil game. But the action of it, the voice acting of it sounds like a Resident Evil game from the PS2 era.
So like very
PS3 era.
very corny kind of dialogue.
Yes.
Yeah.
Even more so than the Resident Evil series we have now. I'm like, but I'm really enjoying my time with it. You know, it's played like Resident Evil. You go around and shoot zombies, but they're not zombies. They're not zombies. I want to say I guess they are. They're reanimated zombies by some type of weird lightning thing, because they were done with like the Daymare story is just as weird and complex as the Resident Evil one. It makes no goddamn sense.
Actually, let's be real. It might even be weirder because fucking I followed none of that, and I can absolutely follow Resident Evil's weird fucking kooky nonsense.
Yeah, because I was playing and I'm like, why is this lightning bolt coming out of this zombie? Why? Oh, I got to shoot the lightning bolt. I'm like, okay, this is a thing, you know. But in short, it's a pretty fun game. It's not expensive, and it runs pretty decent. Like if you want a quick, fun Resident Evil game to hold you while you wait on the next Resident Evil game, I think Daymare is a good, solid pickup. I played it for I want to say 2 hours, and I'm enjoying my time with it.
And I'm looking at
very Resident Evil.
I'm looking at screenshots. It looks fine to me.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
not. We're not calling the game low budget or anything. It's just a. So
I was just wondering what Resident Evil like when you said it was like the old Resident Evils. I was like, oh, so does this have that like retro feel? It looks like Resident Evil 1 and 2, but it plays like 4.
It's like a modern Resident Evil game now, but it's like somebody made a AA version of a modern Resident Evil game.
Gotcha. Yeah. Cool.
But I'm enjoying my time with it. It's pretty good so far. What I play with it. You know, I haven't had too much time to play games because everything I'm doing. Fixing up the house and everything that comes with that, and it was just cool picking up the controller again. I wanted something to play that I could just enjoy. I didn't want to have to think too much, and I don't know how I came up on Daymare, but it just came across my mind like, oh.
I don't know. I saw you playing it because I'm pretty sure I saw you playing it after I got home from work because I'd logged on to eat dinner and watch an episode of The Flash. So because I'm in the middle of a rewatch of the Arrowverse, and I just finished The Flash season 1. I've got Arrow season 3 to finish later tonight. So
there you go. Well, it sounds like you've been on a fun horror wrestling kick there, Delvin.
Yeah, it's been not too bad overall. Oh, I can tell you this before we move on because I bought a projector for my house because I have I put the deck together. The deck's looking really good, and I was like, it'd be pretty cool if I had a big ass projector to like watch movies in the backyard with.
Yeah.
So I got a projector that I can sit there in my backyard and watch movies with, and it's pretty. I haven't set it up yet because I bought a projector and I bought a screen for it, 100-inch screen. And I'm like,
cool. Yeah, we used to play like N64 back in the day at my buddy's house who had that kind of setup in their backyard with the projector and the screen.
Yeah, I got it for pretty cheap, and it was like, oh, you can hook your Fire Stick up to this. I'm like, oh, that's perfect.
Perfect.
And,
Yeah, especially on those nice summer nights or whatever, watch something.
sorry, did you just say nice summer night in Florida?
That's correct.
Yeah,
Summer nights.
they happen.
Florida. And
In
nice,
Florida.
cool 90 degrees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was my hang up there. You're calling summer in Florida cool. Oh boy.
Only at night.
Well, nothing about Florida. Nothing.
Mosquitoes everywhere, alligators. It's fun.
Yeah, Florida's terrible.
When it gets
Get
cold,
him, Gator
iguanas,
Jerry.
iguanas fall from the tree when it gets cold.
I saw that happen today. It wasn't
Really?
cold. I just saw iguana just fall from the fucking tree.
Yeah,
Damn.
that
Like
happens
he
all the
lost his
time,
footing.
actually.
Iguanas need to get their shit together.
Like, you clumsy motherfucker. What are you doing?
It's like how when a sloth falls out of the tree and it's like walking
Yeah.
slowly across the road, they just don't give a shit.
No,
Yeah,
they don't care.
yeah.
Ugh.
So, all right, Snurts. I guess you want I'll let you start the news stories. You want to start this news?
Sure.
First news story for today.
Yeah,
Okay,
I mean,
so before we start the news, I want to know if either of you looked at the message I sent.
Hell, you know I don't goddamn read.
Our first news story is our main topic, so skip it and save it for our main topic.
okay, sure.
Yeah, I figured
can do
much
that.
when I saw that.
Okay, so then I'll go to the next one. See, I'm glad you called that out because I was ready to.
Yes.
All right. Looks like we have Netflix Horizon Zero Dawn TV reportedly on ice. A new report from
Chill
Rolling
out.
Stone. Yes, it's what killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age. Ah.
Fuck. God damn it.
Chill. That actually goes into our next story too.
I know. That's why I said that.
Yeah. So I don't know. Stuff comes and goes. Some stuff never gets started. I would have been nice to see this, and I know there's other accusations going around from the showrunner Steve Blackman, who doesn't seem like the best person to work for, is what I gathered from
Okay.
this article.
WWF
So
superstar Steve Blackman.
That one went
there's-
way over my head.
Yeah, I
Oh,
didn't
you
get that
remember
one
that-
either.
You
Sorry.
remember Steve Blackman? He was in the WWE.
I
don't
like the martial
Watch
artist with a black hair.
wrestling?
Yeah, same.
This was in the 90s. This was like in the Attitude Era.
Oh, okay.
Disappointing.
Was I alive?
Probably.
Yeah.
What year,
No.
Delvin? What year?
96?
No.
I was one. I was one.
You probably watch wrestling at one.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
you didn't have that in the while your mom was taking care of you.
Fuck.
Anyway,
Trish Stratus
Fuck.
fan, like
Okay.
that.
On the Horizon thing, there's been
Sure.
two things. So the reason for this cancellation might not be related to the allegations against the showrunner.
Oh, okay.
Jeff Grubb tweeted out that he had heard that the scripts for this show were not good and that it was easier to pass on the show than try and rework it.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
but-
I'd rather have no show than bad show.
Here's
For-
my hot take.
Mhm.
Horizon probably should be a movie.
Yeah.
Movie or animated, either or.
Yeah.
But that's the other thing. It's so for anyone who's unfamiliar, there are currently allegations against Steve Blackman, who is currently, well, it's finished filming now, but like currently the showrunner for the Umbrella Academy, which starts its final season in just under a month.
Oh,
But
another show I haven't watched.
very good. Highly recommend it, based on a graphic novel as well. Funnily enough, graphic novel written by Gerard Way. Yes, that Gerard Way.
I don't know who the fuck that is.
My Chemical Romance.
Oh, okay.
I know that reference.
Yes.
I know
Written-
about Chemical Romance.
Yeah.
Written by that Gerard Way, lead singer of My Chemical Romance. Yes.
Oh, that's his name?
Yes,
I love
Gerard
that
Way, yeah.
album.
So that show is wrapping up. Blackman was working on two projects: an original project for Netflix and the rumored Horizon show, which weirdly enough was going to feature Aloy, but was called Horizon 2074 and was going to flash back before like the fall of civilization and flash forward to Aloy. Don't
Oh,
fucking
that
do
sounds
that.
terrible. No, we don't need
Yeah.
that.
Absolutely not. No.
Also,
Tell
Yeah.
him again.
the only person
Right.
that we knew that was attached to this besides the showrunner was Carl Urban because he was seen wearing a Horizon hat.
That's what we're going off of, a hat.
No, it's because he tweeted Horizon as a hashtag when he was
Oh,
wearing
the hat?
it. Yeah. So
Okay.
like he
Oh,
kind of
it was
spilled
supposed
the
to be
beans
like-
that he was in
gotcha.
it, but
Okay.
like yeah.
Yeah, just the way you explained it, it's like some random schmuck on the street with a hat, and like, look, they're making a Horizon movie.
No.
This dude has a hat.
No, people were speculating that Urban would be Rost or someone like that.
Okay, that's
Um,
I actually, now that you said animation, I was thinking if like whoever is behind like the Castlevania cartoons or the Spider-Verse movies, like if we get something like that, my mind kind of went like, oh, that could be really cool. Because what I don't want to see is Michael Bay like Transformers as the robots that Aloy is going to have to fight, or whoever the protagonist is.
Well, also that doesn't make any sense considering the entire reason the robots exist in the first place. So
Yeah, right, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so you know, some things are better to never have existed, and who knows, down the
Yes.
line, we may have a change of heart and someone will pick it up. But until then, c'est la vie.
I mean, it's fine. Like I like Horizon as a series, but I don't know that we need a TV show for it. Also,
That's what I
like
was thinking too.
unless you have a giant budget, good luck getting it to look good because the
That's-
robots are an integral part of it.
And if you have something where each episode is just them in one of like the tribal areas talking about tribal politics, and then like the one or two episodes with a real budget are the ones showing the robot animals, like you're going to disappoint people.
Yeah.
Trade routes.
Yeah.
Do that. Talk about trade routes for like several episodes.
Is it legal? All right. Speaking of cool news, we have a new playable character for the Suicide Squad game. The only reason I added this to the doc was because the design
hate
of. Well, I hate you. Yeah. No, I figured we could shit on Suicide Squad some more.
We can.
but
Here's, by the way, while we're on this news story, I'm inserting one of Delvin Jr.'s questions after you finish reading it. So
Yeah. So Nora Freeze, better known as Miss Freeze, has been confirmed to be coming to the game, no doubt, with some scores to settle, and will join the festivities alongside all kinds of cosmetics goodies on the 11th of July. And I, for one, did not know that there was a Mrs. Freeze, but I really like the design with the kind of punky cyberpunk look and the pink glasses.
Mhm. Can I point out This
Sure.
character is an Elseworlds character.
I'm
Normally,
gonna say
she's a
that.
block of frozen ice. Just
No,
so
yeah,
you're aware.
right. That's what I'm
That
used
is why
to.
you're not.
Right.
That is why you are not aware of her being a character, because this character does not exist in main continuity and is an Elseworlds character of Mr. Freeze's wife.
I had a
Just
feeling
like
it
the
was like
Joker in the Suicide Squad universe in this game.
correct, right? I mean, just looking at it made me an assumption, like when like Martha Wayne is the Joker, right? Like it's a whole
That's
different
that's
ball
not
game.
even an Elseworlds. That's an actual canon event that like got. That's a weird one.
Okay,
We won't
so
get in, like, why
let's
Martha
not.
Wayne became the Joker.
Okay. All right. See, this is like when I think I have an understanding of this nonsense, you just show me another rabbit hole to fall into. But like I said, the only
When
reason
we
I
are
brought
done recording, go look up Flashpoint, and you will know everything.
no, I know
you need to know.
Flashpoint. I've read the comics and seen the movie.
But Flashpoint isn't an Elseworlds. It's a starting point for the new 52.
Correct. Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it
People love the new 52.
No, they absolutely do not. Fuck the new 52. It's goddamn terrible.
I heard
They
James
love it.
Gatsby is the biggest fan of the new 52 ever.
James Gatsby
No,
hates it.
Gatsby.
Oh,
He's on Who Would Win and he always complains about it.
oh, yeah.
So anyway, any comments like about this other than that she looks cool?
Okay, she does not look cool. She looks fucking
Aw.
awful. I hate this design.
What? I
And
love it.
okay, while we're sitting here and I'm about to read Delvin Jr.'s question, I want you to Google Miss Freeze and see her actual comic book design because it's way better than this garbage. Secondly, Delvin Jr.'s question earlier, one of the ones I'm insulting is because you sent me two and they're both in the doc. The one I'm asking now is, what's your favorite members of the Suicide Squad? But before we even answer that, he also go, why did they do Mrs. Freeze instead of Killer Frost?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Okay, so the comic book design for Miss Freeze, when she's not a frozen block of ice, is very good. This design looks fucking horrific.
Are you
Like,
talking
this
about the
design,
one with the red goggles and the long blonde hair, and she looks like a member of Cobra?
Cobra!
I don't know. Are you looking at the right one?
I don't know. It says Nora Freeze. But anyway, I'm sorry I cut you off.
No, that's fine. No, I'm talking about another design. That's just like an artist rendition. Anyways, regardless, several questions need to be asked here. First of all, what the fuck are we doing? Why are we putting a character whose central weapon is a freeze gun in a game where they're not going to use a freeze gun? They're going to use an assault rifle or a shotgun.
The same
Also,
reason you
of
have
course-
Captain Boomerang using guns instead of boomerangs.
The first question we should be asking is, why is people still playing this game?
They're not.
End it.
Have you seen
Let me-
the
let me-
player numbers?
I'm gonna get on my rant.
Go, Delvin,
All
go.
of y'all, all you people, and you people, I'm saying you people, I'm looking at each one of y'all, I'm pointing at you. Y'all owe Avengers a huge apology.
Yeah.
Because y'all talk
Yeah.
so much shit of that game, and it is nowhere near as bad as this piece of shit game is. Avengers was fine. It had its faults, but it was a fine Avengers game. Story mode was pretty good. You can get through that game. You can enjoy Avengers.
And you can
matter of fact-
ignore the multiplayer aspect of it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Even more so. Even if you ignore the multiplayer aspects of Avengers, you can still have an enjoyable time with that game.
Yep.
This game is not that. This game fucking sucks. It is not
Yeah.
enjoyable. It is not fun. The story is ridiculous, and
Also-
not in a good way.
No,
This
it's. Sorry, I keep trying to like chime in because I know where you're going with this. It's just
I'm gonna tell you something. Look, Haley, this happened to me the other day. Cause I just remembered why I started playing Daymare. I had a little bit of time to play some games, right? And I really felt like playing a Batman game.
Mhm.
So I looked at my lineup. I said, I've beaten all my Batman games. I looked at my lineup. First thing that came up was Suicide Squad. Kills and
Oh
Justice.
boy.
And I said, absolutely not. And the second thing that came up was Gotham Knights.
With no Batman.
For a quick second, I had the thought in my head, should I play Gotham Knights?
It's definitely a more enjoyable experience than fucking Suicide Squad.
And that's exactly the same thing I thought. I didn't like Gotham Knights. I'd rather play Gotham Knights than play Suicide Squad.
Okay, let me put it this way. Okay, I put a lot of hours into Suicide Squad. Okay, I have 90% of that trophy list done. Okay, I could go back and platinum it if I wanted, but it would involve me doing a bunch of collectible hunts in a not very well designed metropolis with a shitty traversal system, like absolutely god awful. And oh boy, it really ignores characterization because, again, let me spell it out for you. This game has Harley Quinn be vindictive about killing Batman. Do you know what's fucking weird about that? Harley Quinn would never kill Batman, considering he's the entire reason she's still alive after she leaves the Joker's envoy.
Correct.
Mhm.
Like, she would never kill Bruce. And I'm not even talking like when she becomes an active member of the Justice League. I am straight up talking she's still a villain at this point, and Bruce actively saves her life. Because the Joker sent out a hit squad on her for leaving his envoy. Harley Quinn would never want Bruce Wayne dead. Ever. She's the first villain, besides Bane, to ever figure out who Bruce is. And I'm talking Arkham continuity here, not comic continuity. The Riddler figured it out first.
And Ra's al Ghul knows.
Ra's is an anti-hero, but
okay.
Ra's is portrayed. No, it's not. Not when it comes to DC Comics. They're very clear about their definitions. This is not Marvel, where like the Punisher is considered a hero, even though dude's a war criminal. Yeah. Anyways, semantics aside, like they completely invalidate characters. Also, they do the whole kill the Justice League involves using the Tower of Babel in the most ridiculous way possible. Like, I don't.
Killing
fucking wild.
League involves Fortnite guns.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not doing this.
Okay.
Next time
anyways,
you want to play a Batman game, I recommend booting up one of the 3 Arkham games or even Origins and just play one of the challenge modes. And
4 Arkham games. Do not forget Origins. It is very good.
I said
Origins.
Yeah, I said the 3 and then Orange or even Origins.
5.
But, yeah.
It's 5.
We don't talk about Blackgate. Sorry.
Blackgate's fine.
But it's a mobile game, and I don't have a way to play it.
We also have the meta game coming out too.
It's on.
Boo.
It's on PC.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. I don't think I own it though. I own the 4. I own the 4 main ones.
Okay, yeah. I'm certain I have it on PC on my Steam Deck. I think.
Yeah, but it's still a mobile game. Also, Snurts, you mentioned that Meta Quest game. Yeah, that don't count. I'm sorry. When 90% of the fucking Arkham audience can't play that game, no.
Right.
What? Like, if you're just gonna make another Arkhamverse game, why would you make it VR?
Yeah, I was so disappointed. There's been so many trailers this year where I am watching a game going, okay, and then they show like finally what the product is, and I'm like, oh, darn.
Yeah, that's happened to me a lot. It's either VR or it's free to play. I'm like, fuck this.
Yeah, or like a 5-on-5 hero shooter, you know.
Yeah. To answer Delvin Jr.'s question, by the way, which was, what's your favorite member of the Suicide Squad? It varies depending on the iteration. Currently, it's Dreamer.
Who?
Yeah, I don't. Is that in the comics?
Originally a creation of a television show, now in DC Comics.
Okay.
Dreamer is a trans superhero.
Oh, that's dope.
Sweet.
She was first introduced in season 4 of Supergirl.
Oh, okay.
And then she's actually made the transition to comics, the same way that Harley Quinn originated in Batman the Animated Series and then came to the comics.
That's neat when that happens, when they can bridge the gap.
Here's the best part. So Nicole Maines, the actress who played Nia Nal
Mhm.
in Supergirl has actually written comics for Dreamer.
Oh, that's dope.
Oh, cool.
So,
And I'm assuming
and
this actress is also trans, right?
yeah, she's
yeah.
also trans. Yeah, she's also
Yeah.
been on Yellow Jackets as well. This
Oh,
actress.
cool.
But she really loves this character and puts a lot of love and care. And currently, I'm not even talking like the current arc, but like Dreamer has kind of been forced into working for Waller. So currently it's Dreamer. But depending on the iteration, it's usually Harley or like Captain Cold or something.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Delvin?
I'm
Looking at the Suicide Squad lineups to see who I like.
I like Amanda Waller. Does she count?
I mean, which
Technically,
iteration of Waller are we talking about, though?
I like Big Waller.
That doesn't. She's always big. I mean, which iteration
No,
of
she was
Waller?
skinny. She was skinny in the movies. Like they have her. Sometimes she like. I like when she's the big, strong black woman. That's the
I
my
like a big, strong black woman too, Snurts. I appreciate
yeah,
that.
and like I'm specifically thinking of the Arkham Assault movie because I have more experience with the DC animation than I do with the comics or the live action. And
Fine.
the Arkham Assault game is based off the animation style of the video games, which is already fantastic. And there's this like great line where she says something like "Nobody fucks with the wall," and like she hits the button to kill everybody. I've always liked that because she's just kind of this like badass who doesn't have any superpowers, but she's manipulating all these extraordinary beings into doing what she wants.
Well, yes and no, and now DC editorial has kind of turned into a big fucking joke. And
Oh, really?
boy, oh
That's a bummer.
no, I mean big fucking joke in that like she's super all powerful and can do no wrong. Whatever the fuck is
weird.
going on. I mean, they completely like the current comic run. By the way, has Waller somehow managing to steal the superpowers of every hero on Earth.
Oh,
Every
see, that-
hero on Earth right
she's-
now.
My answer is Batman,
has-
by the way.
Batman is your favorite?
Yes.
Okay. Is it the one who pretends he's Batman and does
No,
crime?
Batman has actually been on the Suicide Squad against.
I was
his will.
looking at the list. Yeah, he was on the Suicide Squad. So
Oh, really?
Batman will be my answer.
Yes,
Oh, well,
Batman
then-
has
yeah,
actually been on the Suicide Squad against his will, but it was more
Oh.
of in replacement of Waller than actually having a bomb in his neck. Anyways, no, the current comic book event, somehow Waller has managed to steal the powers of every hero on Earth, whether they're a metahuman or an alien. They all have no powers right now and will all have no powers until September. So I don't fucking know what the hell we're doing with Waller, but don't mess with the wall is at least on character as opposed to her being able to steal the powers of every fucking metahuman and alien on the Earth.
There's also a good line at the beginning of that movie too, where he's talking to the Riddler and she answers his riddle and he's like, "Oh, you must have heard that one before." It's like, "No, I have Google like the rest of the world."
Yeah.
I am also
Also-
a fan of Harley and Killer Frost. Killer Croc is fun. Deadshot kind of bores me, but I see his position as a leader in the squad can be fun. And I like when him and Captain Boomerang kind of butt heads.
Well, I mean, yeah. There's what does that even mean? What is that in relation to?
Do you know the Ouija board or the whatever?
No, I know what a Ouija board is. I just why is
okay.
it related to what we were talking about?
I have no idea.
I don't know,
Yeah.
man. I have the answer. Absolutely
Wait.
not.
No, wait. That's how DC picks their recent plots: is they go to the Ouija board and it moves, and they're like, "Okay, now Amanda Waller has all the powers."
It's the
I
same
have
way
watched-
that Marvel editorial picks their plots and it's like, "Oh, you like Spider-Man? Fuck you."
Yeah.
I've watched enough horror films to know how that shit turns out.
Yeah,
Right.
you don't touch a Ouija board. Leave that alone.
Yep.
Don't touch that. Also, did you guys see that Suicide Squad? I don't know how to pronounce it. Anime came
Anime?
out.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I
but
have that
subtitle.
flagged. I haven't watched it yet.
Do you know what's funny about that? You're talking about Amanda Waller. Apparently, the end credits scene features her dancing in a really trippy fucking way.
Oh really? Oh cool.
Okay.
I'll have to check it out. I mean, I even liked Amanda Waller in the two movies, Suicide Squad. I don't think they're good movies overall, but I still watch them.
Okay, let me put it this way.
Yeah,
When Smallville does a better job on Amanda Waller than two
Sure.
big budget movies, you have a problem.
I thought the actress did a decent job. Just kind of
Viola Davis is great. I'm not
Yeah, that's what
I'm
I'm
not
saying.
dissing the actress. I'm dissing
Yeah.
the writing.
Oh, sure. Okay, same page then. Yeah, because
Yeah.
I thought she did a good job of embodying the traits of the character. Because that's all I asked for. I don't
Oh,
expect things from different
absolutely.
mediums to be the same. You just have to get the themes and the traits right, and then we're off to the races, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Viola Davis does well as Amanda Waller. Like that is
Yeah.
not my issue. And don't get me wrong, I love Gunn's Suicide Squad movie. The 2016 David Ayer movie is a fucking abomination. But like even that money, like even that movie does Amanda Waller better than James Gunn
Sure. Yeah.
because she's not dumb enough to threaten her own agents. I'm sorry, but she's
Right.
not. She'll just have them arrested.
Well, and then for
Like-
Peacemaker, she's kind of like this boogie woman, like off in the distance. That everyone's kind of like, oh, got to watch out for her. But anyway,
This is a good
Yeah.
question. You think that an anime IP could succeed like a comic book IP like Spider-Man on PlayStation if given a AAA budget? Yes, I actually do think.
yeah,
It
That-
would,
is that-
it would have to depend on the anime, though. It would have to be something like marketable to the general public.
It would have to be
But
like something like Dragon Ball or Naruto.
I was gonna say we have
Well,
tons of
My Hero
Dragon Ball games
But you have to
already.
have the key to what he said is
An
AAA
anime.
budget, like a high budget anime game.
yeah, a lot of the ones that are out there now, like the Dragon Ball games, they're not high budget.
I got you.
They're great,
Sure.
but they're not.
They're- Yeah. I'm
I
not
wouldn't
dissing
call
the
them
games.
high
They're
budget.
just not high budget.
No, I understand. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I think that would absolutely work. Attack of Titan. I don't know about that one. It could be. It depends. If the game has
Okay.
a good, because it.
Attack on Titan's going to run into some very big legal issues, especially in Germany.
Oh yeah, the German censoring. That was always fun. For testing games.
That's not even what I mean.
Oh,
It's got to do
interesting.
with the creator himself.
The
Yeah.
Attack
Oh.
on Titan game that's on PS. I think it's on PS4. It's pretty decent. It's
Decent?
Pretty decent. Yeah.
Fun fact. Look it up. Pretty sure that game's not sold in Germany and has to be imported.
That
Oh,
makes sense.
yeah.
The Germans are sensitive about their gaming and
And the
whatnot.
Berserk game is actually it's a fun Musho game. I think it's on PS4. Yeah, it's on PS4. It's called Berserk Band of the Hawks. Check it out if you're interested in a pretty decent Berserk game on
Trying to think of like an
PS4.
IP that could be
and
like.
that would be from software doing that would be really cool.
All right.
They won't,
Awesome
though.
franchise.
I got one for Delvin and I as age. Haley, maybe you'll like it too. Voltron.
No. Nope.
Do the Lions. Have them form up.
Nope.
That'd be pretty cool.
Voltron is an interesting series, but it's not anime. It's animation. It's not anime.
It's anime. Well, the original series is anime.
The original series is considered an anime as far as I was
the
aware of.
reboot, the DreamWorks version is not.
Where was Voltron created is what I'm talking about.
It was created in Japan, if I remember correctly. It wasn't called Voltron.
Okay.
Is it kind of like the Transformers thing, right? There was something
Mm.
in Japan that they took, and I don't know. I always thought that was anime because I thought that was an early example of something that came over to the States and was widely available.
Let me look it up. I'm looking up to make sure Voltron was created in Japan.
I
Okay.
don't know, so like I'm not like trying to pull a gotcha. I'm genuinely asking because most people consider things that were originated in America and then became popular in Japan not anime.
Okay.
Like for example,
I
Ruby.
was-
Ruby.
We're both right and wrong because Voltron is an adaptation of several Japanese animation television series from Koei. So it
okay.
is Voltron itself is American, but it's an adaptation of
Okay.
Japanese TV shows.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
What
It's
about
like an amalgamation then. Yeah.
what about
Yeah, like Power
Robo?
Rangers.
You could do Robotech, Gundam.
Okay, but you're so here's the thing. You want something appealable. And giant robots aren't always appealable. Transformers is appealable because they have like each of the characters has personality, but like the Gundams, they don't. They're piloted by people.
Right. But the people are the ones that drive this plot forward, right? Like, and then you
Yeah,
have the big
they
space
do.
battles.
Gundam
Robotech,
bores
yeah.
me. Let's be real.
Okay.
Gundam fucking bores me. I'm trying to think though, because like a lot of the anime that I know, I don't know that it would have mass market appeal. Like, I know Hellsing.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Titanfall, but Gundam. That's
That
literally what I
definitely
was
could work.
thinking. Same with
That could
Robotech. Like, just you start as a foot soldier or whatever, and then you have to buy it. But Ninja Scroll could be a fun story-driven melee game.
Yeah.
Like
that's a good
I don't
one.
know. I don't know if Hellsing would work as an anime game because it's vampires fighting Nazis,
That sounds great.
but it's only 10 episodes. The anime is only 10 episodes. There's not a lot of material to pull from.
I see. Yeah, I think it's possible, but as we have kind of discovered, I think in our conversation here, it would be hard to find something that does have the mass appeal that could
That would
actually
make
be a
money.
full-fledged game and get that AAA treatment versus a AA or lower.
Yeah.
Yeah. You'd also need a studio that would want to make a game like this, and I can tell you right now, From Software definitely wouldn't want to touch like an IP that wasn't theirs.
I would, and it would have to be cell shaded, right? Like, I think that would be preferred. I guess.
I mean, you
have
could
to
make
be.
it realistic. It doesn't matter. But the reason I say FromSoft especially would not want to work in an IP they don't own. Look at Miyazaki's recent comments on Bloodborne. He would love to get Bloodborne on the PC, but it's not his decision because they don't own the IP. Sony does.
No. Yeah.
They're definitely not going to want to have to deal with the waters of, hey, we don't own this IP.
Yeah.
A Animal Crossing like game starring King Kai and the monkey and the cricket, and you have to maintain the little planet that he's on, drive the car around, wait for Goku to show up, and then you got to worry about your food levels.
Oh, one more thing before we move on to our next topic.
Sure.
It's back to the Suicide Squad. Yeah, I genuinely still don't know why they fucking chose Miss Freeze instead of Killer Frost or Captain Cold or any of the other Freeze fucking villains that make fucking sense, and they're not pulling a character that's usually fucking frozen out of the ice.
Because that game's terrible.
Yeah.
Yep.
I wish not to talk about that game anymore. What's the next
All right.
story?
I will
Good news,
stop.
my friend. You have 2 more seasons of content before they're finished with their roadmap.
I won't be.
I will only bring this up again if I feel like torturing you all, and I want to hear rants about comic books and comic characters.
Torture. Delvin and I are taking pleasure in shitting on this game.
I know,
And we're
I
the
know.
2 biggest DC Comics nerds you know.
Yeah.
Eh,
Sucks.
possibly. Yeah. Yeah, probably.
You tell me right now who else has a DC Comics tattoo that you know.
I can think of at least a few people I wouldn't be surprised if they had one, but I don't
Okay,
usually
who has-
keep a
who
catalog
has-
of all my friends and their tattoos.
Uh-huh. Okay, but who has Kryptonian on their fucking arm?
No, I get it. You guys are all you probably top echelon, but I don't know, and it's not important anyway.
I know. I just giving you shit because like.
Yeah. I'll try not to be so stern when you're joshing me. Hi-oh. My name is a joke. Anyway, do you guys like toys? Do you like collecting figures? Because if you do, you're in luck. We're gonna have
what kind of figures are we talking though?
The ones that are featured 6 inches.
Gotta be bigger.
Too small.
Okay, too small. So we got some new figures coming from PlayStation Studios by Spin Masters, and I don't really care about it, but for folks who like collecting things, you'll be able to get Aloy, Kratos, or Jin, and a couple others, I believe, as well. So if you're into that kind of stuff and you want to show off your love for PlayStation, you can get a couple of figures to decorate your desk, office, or whatever else you put that stuff.
Sorry, just to chime in, Wonder Woman is not canceled. The rumor is that it's currently going through development hell. So,
Yeah.
which again, development hell doesn't really mean anything at these days because the rumor was Perfect Dark was going through development hell, but we just saw gameplay of it at Xbox. So
Yeah, I didn't expect that Wonder Woman game to come out anytime soon. No way. So
no, I expected 2027 at the earliest.
It's a damn shame. You think that would be an easy character to make a video game about?
It wouldn't actually. It wouldn't. Wonder Woman is a very, very complex character.
She has a Superman problem too because she's overpowered.
She's not overpowered, really. It all depends on who's writing her. My thing that I think they're having an issue with is which origin story to go with. Is she sculpted from clay or was she born naturally? Who fucking knows? They can never decide within the comic books themselves.
Just
Yeah.
Wonder Woman beat the shit out of people. That's all you gotta do.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Also,
All right.
is she gonna be bulletproof or do you have to block with her gauntlets?
See, that's what I was trying. That's what I was thinking. Like, yeah, she's
Because the thing is even writers are not consistent with that. 50% of the time, she can block. She could block bullets on her own without the gauntlets, but she uses them so that her chest doesn't jiggle when she does it.
I was hoping you could bring that up.
That comic panel is
It's so
timeless.
good.
I'm
It's
sorry.
so good.
It is. It's also a meme. It's edited, by the way. It's not real.
Right.
But that comic panel is still gold. And then 50% of the time, she can't take a bullet to save her life and needs the gauntlets. Like it's all up to whoever's writing her. And that's what I mean by she's like complex. Is like she got so many origins and like her power is very writer to writer. That's probably what they're having an issue.
Yeah, but what you do is you agree on what this game is going to be at the base level with these basic principles, and then you move forward. Someone who wields a lasso, sword, shield, and is very strong and fast, and a mighty warrior race should be easy to set up for a video game.
Okay, but mighty warrior race. What are you talking about?
The Amazons.
She's a demigod. No,
Right,
she's not an
but-
Amazon. She's a demigod. She's not an Amazon. That's the point. Her origin, regardless of however she's born, she's not an Amazon. She's a demigod.
Who raised her? Who trained her?
Jesus.
Okay.
I mean, like, we're really splitting hairs here. Like,
No, I'm actually just being
One of
pedantic.
my favorite MCU lines. I think that was what that
Is Avengers. If you're gonna reference the line, I
Infinity
think
War.
you're about to reference, where he's like, "There's only one God, and he doesn't dress like that." That's I don't know. Is it? I think that's
well,
where you're going.
that is a line from the Avengers when Steve is jumping from the
Steve-
airplane.
Yes,
No,
when Natasha's
I'm talking about the scene, and it's an Infinity War, when they're asking Doctor Strange ask Star-Lord, "Who's your master?" He said, "What do you want me to answer? Jesus?"
Yeah. That is a very
Yeah.
weird thing to ask
Yeah.
people when you're just meeting in a fight. Who's your master?
Hey man, Guardians and characters like that are wild. No, I bring that up because her origin is so complex, and the reason I bring that up is this is the same studio who leapt into the power creep problem with the 2 Lord of the Rings games. Because in the first game, by the end of it, you had no trouble, and then in the second game, you start the fucking game with the Ring of Power.
Yeah.
Goddamn
So.
right. That's you should start every game with the Ring of Power. Just
That's
for that
right.
reason.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Just for-
Yeah, it's real weird.
Well,
What's our next
Yeah.
story? Because nobody cares about these.
yeah, no one cares about the toys. I'm telling you, like, I went for quantity over quality today.
Hey.
Capcom. Did you guys catch their Capcom Next that happened recently?
Dead
I saw the-
Rising.
Dead Rising's back. That's cool.
That
But
was
Frank looks fucking scuffed. Who is that
Yeah.
man? That is not Frank
Yeah.
West. Who is that?
there has to be some kind of joke where you you have like the low D photo and everything looks fine, but then you take the HD photo and you see a whole different person. It's like when you see
So,
someone under a strobe light versus when you see him in the parking lot.
Yeah. The internet will meme on that, but they've basically admitted that they're not really changing story aspects or removing the timer.
Yep.
It's also come out that they did not reach out to the original voice actor, which is it is what it is. They didn't for Dead Rising 4 anyways. They had changed Frank's voice already in Dead Rising 4.
Mhm.
And then so this is a new remaster. My guess is that if this does well, they'll do 2 and then potentially bring 3 to platforms other than Xbox.
Yeah, I agree.
Yes. That'd be cool.
Which would be
Dead Rising
nice.
series.
Dead Rising is
Dumb
great.
fun.
Except for throw that shit in a fucking volcano. Or pull a Resident Evil 5 where you remake it and completely change the story. Because I'm sorry, but no.
I have never taken the full dive into that game, but I played it a few times here and there. A friend of mine had it, and it would be one of those fun ones where you just kind of pass the controller every once
Oh,
in
it's
a while.
absolutely just meant to be like dumb fucking fun. I love Dead
Right.
Rising so much.
And the quality of improvements that they mentioned in the showcase or the event, I thought was really nice. And it does sound like it's going to be a more enjoyable experience for people. And I may take the plunge as well because I killing zombies is fun. And what memories, little memories I do have of it was enjoyable.
So Delvin,
Mindless, dumb fun.
do you think they're still
Yep.
gonna have the zombie genocider achievement?
Probably. I would think so.
So here's why I asked Nerds, since you said you've never taken the full plunge, the first Dead Rising has an achievement to kill 53,000 and a number in the hundreds of zombies.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know why it's that specific of a number?
No.
It's the population of the town the game is set in.
Clever.
Cool achievement.
That's
Well,
neat.
It is. It also takes fucking forever.
Oh yeah, that's a lot of zombies to kill. I wonder if even across games, I don't know if I've made it that high. And then they had another game that they were Kunitsugami, Path of the Goddess. Hopefully I got that right.
Yeah, that's out in a couple weeks, and it's actually not at all what I thought it was. It's a tower defense game.
Yeah,
Nope.
right. A very weird tower defense game as well. Like I was like, oh, you're going to this village. I'm like, oh, is this an RPG? What's going on? And once again, it was one of those things like I don't know what this is. And by the end of it, I was kind of like, eh.
Hey, I'm applauding Capcom for trying something new, but it's a tower defense game.
Yeah, with that, but it looks like it has the traditional Capcom larger than life enemies sometimes. Like towards the end, they show a really huge creature coming out of that portal.
Yeah.
So I was more excited for Dead Rising than I was for this tower defense game.
Yeah, I agree.
And I don't think anybody cared about being able to play Resident Evil 7 on their iPhone.
Absolutely not.
It was a little weird that they're like, we got 3 announcements, and that was one, and I totally forgot about it. So thank you for reminding me, Haley. Even after reading the articles or looking it up, I was like, there was something else, but I don't care.
Yeah, so the reason that was there is because they're trying hard for this play our games on an iPhone push. But here's the thing. You can only play this Assassin's Creed Mirage and I think RE4 as well on an iPhone 15. And maybe not even just a regular 15. I think it's a 15 Pro Max that it has to be
$60 goddamn dollars for the game.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Jeez.
Yeah, I would absolutely not want to play these games on a phone.
No. And I mean, when you also have to say things like we made shooting automatic so you could actually survive, is a bad sign for me on a game development and design platform. At this point, you might as well just be watching a movie.
We turned the game into a rail shooter.
Yeah, right. Oh, look, I hit the button and the movie started. Like that's about,
Yeah.
Anyway, Capcom sometimes hit and miss. Oh, also, I didn't put this in the doc or anything, but I am super excited for that Marvel versus Capcom package game with with the Punisher as well, which is one of the best brawler games out there from back in the day.
It's really good. I have the actual cabinet for that.
Nice.
Weird thing on that one is I don't think Marvel vs. Capcom 3 is included with it, and it should.
I don't think so
it's
either.
Not currently playable on.
I think it's
I don't think.
What is it? The X-Men Children of the Atom one.
It's only the arcade games.
Yeah, I don't. But I, as someone who played the Marvel vs. Capcom on the Dreamcast all the time, till my thumbs bleeded, I'm excited to get that. That is definitely making my buy list.
Okay, yeah.
All right. So first off, I got a question for you all. Would you ever, in your short lives on this glorious planet, want to play a police simulator?
No.
Fuck.
I know what you're referencing,
No.
but no.
This is why I wanted to bring it up, because I'm like, one, I don't understand why this game exists, and two, apparently they're infringing on trademarks for NYPD and LAPD, specifically
This
to protect and
does
serve.
not surprise me.
And I kind of want this to be the downfall of this game because it looks so boring. This looks like the kind of game that a nice, wholesome mother would buy their child thinking it's Grand Theft Auto and then not understand why they're crying on Christmas morning.
Do you know what's even funnier? I don't understand why this game exists, yet I completely understand why someone would want to play gas station simulator or grocery clerk simulator or whatever, right?
I saw one today that's a VR game. And it's
I'm not buying those. Yeah.
Where you're the bouncer and you have to like check people while they're going into the club.
Oh.
Is there like a check ID mini game? There's the date. It's a
VR game. You have to check them, make sure they don't have weapons and stuff like that. And if they have something, you have to throw them out.
Mm-hmm.
It's so funny. It looks hilarious.
Okay. But also, did you say you weren't buying that those are real games?
No, I'm saying that I would not want to buy those games. The Power Washer.
I wouldn't, but I understand why people would. When Power Washer's dumb fun. It's just like, hey, water go burr.
Yeah.
But this game, I as a queer person, I don't like the police, man. The police don't like me. Why the fuck would I want to play the police simulator?
Well, it also just reeks of propaganda, in my opinion.
And that's not even the like. I am a white person. I am not in danger of being fucking like killed for being even near a police officer. But like, I don't like the police. Fuck the police.
When you said propaganda, you know what I immediately thought of?
You
remember the game Narc?
Yeah.
And how at the beginning of the game it would tell you don't do drugs, and then you put the FBI thing up there like, what the fuck was that there?
But so also wasn't there a McGruff the Crime Dog game?
Probably. There's a bunch of wild games like that.
Probably. But I remember, I think Narc was the one where you also were running around the street shooting drug dealers and picking up their drugs and money.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
A weird concept to have in a game. Like, so I'm a cop and I'm killing these drug dealers. Am I stealing the drug money for myself? Or am I trying to get in? That never was very clear on that.
Yeah. You're talking about the first true crime game, right?
Narc?
No, it's Narc.
Well, there's True Crime Streets of LA and then True Crime New York or whatever.
No, I'm talking actually.
No, it's an arcade game from back in the day.
I recognize Narc, but I thought you were after that moved on to a different game. I didn't realize.
No, I'm still talking about the same game, Narc.
Yeah, okay.
You would shoot the bad guys.
Yeah.
And they would drop drugs and money, and you have to go pick it up to get points.
Classic, one blue character, one red character, drive a Porsche, you shoot rockets from the Porsche.
Because all police officers drive Porsches and shoot rockets.
Oh, absolutely. Right?
I mean, if the 80s taught me anything.
Hey, driving a Porsche is better than fucking U.S. police departments having goddamn tanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's also true.
Yes.
And then also they have to go around shoot. They're not asking the question. They just shoot the criminal and then pick up their drugs.
Sprinkle the crack. Sprinkle the crack.
I remember this game because, like I said, when you start it up, before you start, it says FBI warning, and then it says don't do drugs.
A lot of games,
unless
like
you were a cop who's driving
that
a Porsche.
FBI warning of do not do drugs, eh?
Yeah.
That could be. Yeah, I don't remember too many games telling me not to do drugs. Yeah.
What president? That was Ronald Reagan. Goddamn
yes.
Ronald Reagan. Fucking about video games.
Gender neutral bathroom just dropped.
Is that another simulator?
No, it's a joke about pissing on Ronald Reagan's grave.
I see.
Gender neutral bathroom.
Gotcha. I get it now. Well, that was fun.
Anyways, wasn't Police Simulator in the news because it was like one of the top games on PlayStation this month?
Yes, I've seen it on a couple of my perusings for various reasons. The most recent being the trademark infringement. But I
Yeah.
was baffled that this game exists. I have a lot of questions about why anybody would do this. But
John
and
32's
I
comment just made me think of that scene in Assassin's Creed 2 where like your uncle saves you and he's like, "It's a me, Mario."
I almost forgot about that.
I've yeah, I remember too. There's some cartoon or comic where Mario is actually like a drug, addicted mushrooms and stuff like that, and it gets super
Yeah, I've
dark.
seen
And
that comic. That's
like,
pretty good. Yeah.
yeah, like Luigi and
it's
Sam's trying to help him out, but it's just not how it's
it's the
going.
same thing as that panel of Moon Knight walking down a huge set of stairs. He's like, "I know you're here, Dracula, you big fucking nerd. Where's my goddamn money?"
That's the one that we should have got.
Which, by the way, is sadly not a real comic panel. That is edited.
Disappointing.
Yeah.
Well, our before we get to our main topic here, the last one is we talked before about how hard it is to get these emulations going in any kind of playable fashion, and it turns out that it's not going to get better anytime soon. I think Haley or Delvin, you mentioned this already in our last episode, but I did find it interesting that it has to do with the PS3, and it's weird.
Yeah.
And I remember this from when I was testing games. Developers were always complaining about the PS3. They never wanted if they had their choice, they would work on Xbox and PC. And it now, as we have our conversations and I think about it more, I'm like, oh wow, this is not going to be good. And I think one of the games they mentioned will not be playable at all is like Killzone 2, I believe it is. And so that's kind of like a bummer.
This is all speculation at this point, but it's based on a couple of rumors that they're currently working on console PS3 emulation. And by that, I mean not streaming. So, for example, something like Infamous being natively playable on the PS5. So this has been corroborated by a couple of people, Jeff Grubb included, which is why I feel comfortable talking about it. But as rumors go, this always comes up, that emulation of the PS3 is going to be hard. And people always bring up the current version of emulation for PS3 that is currently working on PC. But that's completely different. And we don't know how well they're going to succeed at this, or if it's even happening. Is it a PS5 feature? Is it a PS5 Pro feature? Is it a PS6 feature? Who knows? All we know is the rumor that it is potentially coming. But this article I've seen states that it wouldn't be CPU intensive games like Killzone. But let's be real, almost all PS3 games were CPU intensive because none of them were fucking like optimized at all.
Yeah. You're going to be playing the unfinished Swan. That's going to give us. Here you go.
Fuck.
Look at this bullshit out of here. Give me fucking.
Like the PS3 version of Heavy Rain was held together with duct tape and knives. Like Jason! I've never played that game, by the way. Like, you know what's funny about it? I own it. I own it, and I've still never played it. But you know,
that game several times.
I don't know why I would play a game by the guy who goes, "We don't make games for F-slur."
Yeah, that would be bad.
No, jeez, did he pull?
Did you not? Oh no! Oh, he pulled something for sure. David Cage is an interesting character. We've talked about it on this podcast before, but I'm not going to repeat the slur, even though I have full carte blanche to say it because I am the slur. Let's be real. But like, he walked into a courtroom, asked the judge for permission to lie under oath. Said uncritically, "We don't make games for F-slur."
Sure.
Also said, "All of the women in our games are whores."
Yes.
This man is a fucking whack job. By the way, they gave this man the Star Wars license.
Yeah.
That's ballsy to go to the judge and be like, I want to lie.
Oh, it wasn't even I want to lie. It was, do I have to tell the truth?
Yeah,
That was his question.
Yeah.
Good question.
I'm like, yeah, I mean, I guess I'll remember if I'm ever on the stand again being questioned. I will ask, do I have to be truthful? I'm so confused.
Hi, Matthew. What a time to come in as we're talking about David Cage being a terrible human being.
That reminds me of when R. Kelly did the interview
Oh,
and they asked him, did he like sleep with young women? He like, well, how young are you talking?
yes.
Yo,
Yeah.
or, sorry,
asked-
that clip.
The answer should
Sorry.
always be no.
It should be.
He's like,
My-
well, how young? Yo, fam.
Related to that, that clip of Heavy Rain, I think it's from one of the DLC, not Heavy Rain, sorry, L.A. Noir, of like when he's like, you fuck young boys, whatever the character's name is.
Mhm.
I think it's Valdez. He's asking, it's like a DLC case in that game, but he's like going on a monologue. The Valdez is going on a monologue, and then like you interrupt it and you go, I think it's like the be a dickbag option, whatever that is in that game. It's like, you fuck young boys, Valdez, and he's like, are you a madman? Like, Jesus.
That's a game that I played once, enjoyed it, and every once in a while I think about, but never really have a desire to go through it again.
I have never actually played it. I've just seen clips of it. And I know that the facial emotions in that game are fucking wild.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's funny. Yeah, and I like it's an interesting attempt at something new.
Yeah. They're apparently working on a spiritual successor because I know Team Bondi closed, but like they're apparently working on like a 1940s thriller. So
yeah, I mean, I would be curious to see what that's like.
Yeah, so would I.
Yeah.
When their previous game includes lines like that.
No, it had some really good dialogue. I remember the cases being interesting to solve. There's one of an arson that I remember in a new development cycle. I love history and LA Noire stuff. Like, I'm not a huge fan of it, but it is my hometown. And I always appreciate when games mimic, where I grew up. And it was kind of fun seeing it of yesteryear.
I agree. It was a pretty fun game first time.
I guess we should move on to our main topic before we get into weirdest.
You don't have any main topic.
Oh, so this guy put fireworks on top of his head.
Yeah. Okay. So before we even get there, I guess I'll explain this. This guy worked at Disneyland. That's why this is in the news, Delvin. He worked at Disneyland. And he died instantly after picking up a firework that was a dud. Or he thought it was a dud. It had not lit properly, and it was over his head when it exploded. He did not exist afterwards, but it was not on his head at all.
Okay, because the way the KTLA article made it sound like he was like, "All right, here we go."
No, they thought it was a dud. He picked it up, it exploded.
Tragic too. Like, he was around my age. It's not cool, but also be safe, folks, with the fireworks.
Yeah,
I mean,
please handle fireworks carefully. Don't stick fireworks in your friend's pocket and fucking light them up, or don't pull the fucking what's his name, Kai Cenat or whatever.
Don't know that one. I got one too.
Yeah.
Do not put little firecrackers into Corona bottles and throw them in your pool.
Yeah, don't do that. But the reason I mentioned the Kai person is because they were streaming earlier this week, and some guy lit off a bunch of fireworks in the room.
Oh,
And it turned out to be a fake prop, but like they were arguing, pushes him out of the room, lights a bunch of fireworks. The room is filled with them, by the way, and they all explode, and the stream cuts to black. And people thought his house was destroyed. It was a prop, like it was all done. But like, don't be fucking careful when you handle fireworks.
Yeah, explosions can hurt.
Yeah, but the reason the news story about the guy who worked at Disneyland was there is because he used to perform as Gaston. And that's what people were talking about. That's why it was big news. He was a Gaston performer at Disneyland, and a firework exploded over his head. So
yeah, it is tragic. As much as I kind of shake my head and sometimes laugh at it, it is a sad story. But
yeah.
Anyway, So we're about halfway through the year. It's July. It's hot. Everybody's having a good time. And
I'm
so
not.
for
I hate the heat.
I was being facetious.
I know.
And I figured for our main topic, we could just check in for the year so far and what's our favorite game. And I don't think we need to read this entire list at all. But if there's a couple
My
you want
list
to
is
pick
gonna
from
be
and talk
short.
about it.
Because I have no favorite game because I haven't been playing much this year because of everything that went on.
Makes sense.
Which makes sense.
But if I was to pick out of this list the game that I've heard the most about, it'd probably be Prince of Persia. That's what everybody's talking about. Everybody loves Prince of Persia, Helldivers. What's another one? I'm just looking off right now. Some of the other ones that people were talking about. Final Fantasy VII, of course.
Yeah.
Rebirth is one of the people talking about.
Dragon's
Persona
Dogma.
3, Dragon's Dogma. There's a lot of great.
That's
games
the
out
only
this
one.
year.
That's the. Oh, sorry. I've also played Stellar Blade, but I haven't gotten
Stellar
that
Blade,
far
yeah.
in Stellar Blade. I'm in Matrix 11, so all I've
Yeah.
really
Matrix
played on
Revolution
this list.
2 came out.
All I played on this list is Dragon's Dogma 2, Last of Us Part 2 remastered, and Stellar Blade. So
Yeah, I played the demos for Stellar Blade and the Prince of Persia game, and the only one actually, I take that back. I have played 2 of these games, Multiverses and Helldivers 2. Multiverses is trash, so bye-bye.
I don't know how they took that game from the beta and made it worse.
I just wish I could go back to the beta. And then, yeah, I played my fair share of Helldivers 2, but have since moved on to greener pastures. It's I don't know. Like, I'm looking at some of these, and I don't even really have a desire to play them or even know what they are. Like Crow Country, no idea what that is.
You should play Balatro.
Which one? Balatro.
Balatro.
Okay, I'll highlight that one so I remember.
I don't know. Do you like poker?
Yeah, poker's fine. Usually Texas Hold'em.
You should play Balatro.
Okay. Is that what it is? It's just a poker simulator, or
No,
no?
it's it uses poker, but it's not just a poker simulator.
Okay.
Everybody's talking about Balatro, and it's a good I think it's on sale right now too. It's a good little experience. Like, I would look up some gameplay clips of it, but essentially the goal is like you'll have a target you need to reach, and you play poker hands until you get it. But you also get Joker cards, which act as like your challenge for the round. So
Okay.
sometimes you'll get a +3 multiplier or something like that, and that adds to your hand. It's a really interesting title.
Okay. I will.
A lot
I will
of
keep that.
streamers have been playing it for sure. What else?
I mean, I don't have any desire for the Beyond Good and Evil 20th Anniversary Edition.
Does anybody?
Right. Sea of Thieves, I've heard got some buzz, but nothing too deep. And if you're
You can't say that. Sea of Thieves was the top selling game on PlayStation last month. You cannot say it did not get buzz. When it is the top selling game on PlayStation, and I
Right.
don't just mean in North America, I mean worldwide, it was the top selling game on PlayStation last month. That's big.
right. Yeah, but I still don't have any desire to play it whatsoever.
That's fine, but
Yeah.
when you say I heard some good things but not a lot of buzz. No, that game is popular enough that it was originally an Xbox exclusive,
Right.
popping off and being the top selling game on PlayStation. Again, this perfectly encapsulates why Microsoft is doing what they're doing. And it was worldwide, and people are enjoying it from what I see. I know they had a beta, and it was that. But no, I understand you have no desire to play it. I don't have a desire to play it either. I don't like pirates. Sorry, I don't.
I like pirates, and I still don't have a desire to play it.
But I mean, even my friends are my friend Marion and Chrissy are playing it together now. So not right this second, but they've started playing it together on PC. So it's good to see stuff. A lot of the stuff I've been playing this year is from years past because we were busy in the start of the year, and I picked up Dragon's Dogma 2, and then the last game I picked up was Elden Ring the other day, and then I'll be buying Star Wars Outlaws when I get a government tax credit in a couple days. So
Yeah, does anybody we know play the Tomb Raider 1 to 3 remastered?
no, because I have no desire to play old ass Tomb Raider games when I could just go play the remakes.
Yeah, I do like the remakes better as well. I don't know if I want to go back to counting squares before I jump. I specifically remember something like you have to go like 1, 2, 3, and then you jump to make it.
Also, y'all know I like Tomb Raider. I have no desire to play that game. It has over 200 achievements, and all of them are bronze.
Nope.
Well, that's not enough platinum for this princess.
It's not even just that. A lot of those achievements are actually fucking difficult, and they're fucking bronze. Fuck you.
Oh, I see.
Like, this is a... What game did this recently? There was a game recently where, like, they had one... It was Alan Wake 2. I love Alan Wake 2. But there was an achievement that was super fucking difficult. It's a gold trophy. All the rest of the achievements for the game are bronze.
That's weird. Why would they do that? I thought you would always want a mixture of all categories.
So, little known fact, when you make a trophy list, each trophy has points associated with it. Bronze is the lowest point score, so you can fit more in a list without needing like an expansive list. Like Hitman 3 got to a point where like they needed 4 expansive lists because they kept adding so many achievements to the Hitman game. So you've got like 4, like you run out of a point. Like I think it's 100 trophies per list that you can have, unless they're all bronze. Then it can be like 130.
Weird. Okay.
Yeah. It's weird because like bronze trophies are worth 15 points, silver trophies are worth 90, and gold's worth 180, and platinum is worth 300.
Don't all games have one platinum at least for completion, or
no? You have to ask for a platinum. Unless you're AAA, then you're guaranteed it. But like Greg Miller has talked about this for years. You're not guaranteed a platinum. Here's the thing. Sony wants you to ask, though. And if you ask, they'll give it to you. They have no problem giving you a platinum trophy. But you have to ask. And a lot of developers don't know that they have to ask. They just assume. Because they'll go, hey, here's your trophy allocation. And it won't have a platinum. And they'll just be fine with it. But if you push and ask for one, they'll give you a platinum. They have no problem doing that. Greg's talked about this for years because Greg has done trophy consulting for developers. And the first thing he tells them is ask Sony for a platinum. They'll give it to you. And they do. Like, yeah,
I mean, I don't, that's interesting. I didn't know there was so much behind trophies and whatnot and the scoring and yeah.
So here's the thing. You wouldn't know about the scoring unless you actually went and looked at like an external trophy tracking site.
Yeah.
Like, I only know about...
Right. You gotta. It's not readily available, but it makes sense, I guess, to a certain degree, because you would want to limit. You don't want to have the infinite amount of trophies. That doesn't sound good, but it's weird that they have this point system.
Hey, I agree. Greg also agrees, but PlayStation is how PlayStation is.
Sony gonna Sony.
Yeah, exactly. They're just gonna pull their weird fucking bullshit.
Yeah, interesting.
But yeah, I mean, if I have to pick something I played this year, I'll pick Dragon's Dogma 2, even though I ended up dropping off of it because it reaches a point where like damage negation is like essentially what they need is a Dark Arisen style expansion for me to continue picking it up, and I don't know if we're gonna get one, so that's fine. I had a good time.
I had a feeling that would be your pick, and I don't think my pick of Helldivers is a surprise to anybody either. I mean, it's the only game I played extensively. Yeah,
I know it'll change. It'll change later in the year when because like again, like I'm about to get a bunch of tax credits, which are going to pay for my games for the podcast for later in the year. Like for example, gonna buy Star Wars this week coming up, Dead Rising, like all of that. Like I planned out how I'm gonna spend my tax credits so that I can get my games that I want that are coming out. So,
yeah, I hear you. And I'm also a patient gamer as well. I mean, obviously, I'm playing Forbidden West for the first time, right? So,
there's nothing wrong with that. I'm playing Elden Ring proper for the first time, and the game came out in 2022. Like,
Yeah, no, it and that's with the new games that come out, there's maybe one or two a year that I'm like day one, gotta get it. The Spider-Man 2s, the God of War Ragnaroks,
Yeah, you're not.
but I'm
And
not
I don't
like
mean this the wrong way, but you're not me and Delvin, because Delvin and I buy fucking everything basically.
you guys buy way more than I do, absolutely,
Yeah.
and it also makes me feel better about my own habit. Like I hear about people on the network, and I'm like, well, look, I'm spending a reasonable amount of money.
So because I pulled my mom aside earlier this week, right? Because yes, I'm talking about you. No, you're fine. I'm just sometimes and this is not a bad thing, and I just have to explain things to her. Sometimes mom gets worked up over money, which is fine, but I had to show her and do some quick math with my phone earlier in the week, and I'm like, look, this is how I'm planning it out, this is how it's gonna work. And I was showing her the games, and games are expensive here, man. I already know that the week that Star Wars comes out, I'm going to be off most of that week because my boss and my supervisor are both off that week, which is a rarity.
Oh.
They're both taking vacation at the same time, which means there's maybe 1 or 2 shifts left because there's only one other supervisor left at that point. So I'll have most of that week off. So I'm going to be buying the $144 edition of Star Wars.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot. No, I remember this talk now. Yeah, I forgot how much it was. Sticker shock.
Fucking look, man! Assassin's Creed Shadows, the Ultimate Edition, $169.99 here.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Jesus.
Now, granted, I'm a fucking sucker and I'm going to buy it, but it also gives me all of the DLC for that game. So everybody's like, "Wow, you buy the super expensive versions of games," and I'm like.
That to context that happened on PSVG.
I know, and let me put it this way: we need Dev to come yell at me. Dev's been yelling at me for years. What are we talking about? We did 100 episodes of this show, and he was always yelling at me about this. Always, he was like, "Buy your damn basic edition. Get the DLC later." I'm like. No, I buy it up front, so I don't have to worry about it because I know I'm gonna play it. What do you mean we need Dev to come yell at me? Dev's yelled at me for years about this. Dev knows.
And now for our ongoing segment.
But no, I know that I'm gonna play the fuck out of Assassin's Creed Shadows. It's a Ubisoft game. I'm gonna play it.
Yeah.
So I don't have a problem. Do I wish it was cheaper? Absolutely. But am I going to get it because it comes out 3 days after my birthday?
Absolutely.
Sure. Well,
yeah.
technically it's 6 days after my birthday, but with the $170 edition, I can play it 3 days after my birthday. So no fucking problem. I'm going to buy that. I'm going to buy the super fucking expensive edition of Dragon Age if they sell one. If they were to sell a collector's edition of Lollipop Chainsaw, I would want to fucking buy it because
comes with a lifetime supply of lollipops.
No, the original collector's edition of Lollipop Chainsaw came with a chainsaw.
I had this feeling it would be a chainsaw.
Or lollipop.
But no, I know that I spend more on my games up front, but I also benefit from it because, again, my job is dependent on when other businesses need me. So I might not have the money when the DLC comes out to play it, but I've already paid for it, so I can just download it, right?
Hey, to each their own. As long as you are getting value from your purchase, that is what's important.
So UB Plus is available here in Canada. Here's the problem. It's not on console, though, and I do not want to play the Shadows at fucking 15 frames a second on my PC.
Yeah, that'll do it.
I could probably stream it through GeForce Now if it was available that way. But I don't have a problem buying the Assassin's Creed game. It's my birthday present to myself.
Oh yeah, I do that all the time. Yeah, I use it as an excuse. Years and years ago, I bought myself an iPad that I still have in Marvel Unlimited. And I was like, that's my birthday present. I'm going to read all the comics.
So like
Yeah.
what you might have been thinking of, Yarden, is Ubisoft Plus Classics, which is part of PS Plus Premium. Like,
God, there's too many. There's too many things. I'm sorry. We're gonna need like a org chart.
yeah, and you can now buy the Ubisoft Classics, like Ubisoft Plus Classics thing, as a separate subscription. You don't even need the PlayStation Premium to get it. Like, you can do that, but a regular UB Plus, not on PlayStation. I believe it's on Xbox, but since Yarden, you've been here for the show, but like, I sold my Xbox because I'm barely using it. I sold it to my supervisor's brother who bought it for his son's 14th birthday. So, like, because I at least know that it was going to go to a good home and get used and not immediately be flipped by some asshole on the internet. So,
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I mean, if UB Plus was a thing, I could subscribe to it for a month and go from there. But I have no problem buying like I hate the expensiveness of it. Don't get me wrong; they're the only publisher that goes that expensive for their titles, right?
Right.
Like,
and again, if you really want to play it, when it comes out and you want to be part of that experience, like because there is a flood of hype when a game comes out, right? You see all the posts on the social medias and on the Reddits and on the news sites and the reviews. And it is fun to be a part of that if it's something you are into.
Yeah.
I agree.
And I mean, that doesn't bother me either. It's just like Ubisoft's the only publisher who does this. Like, for example, the expensive edition of Life is Strange. It's $120 after taxes. It's $106. Like,
Yeah, that's money.
it's
That's
a lot
expensive.
of weird.
Yeah,
Pardon?
and you may get lucky years later, like I did with Forbidden West, and get the deluxe edition for $40, but that's not always a guarantee.
Well, it's not even just that. I'm not going to wait years to play an Assassin's Creed game. I always play Assassin's Creed.
Right.
So, yeah.
All right. Y'all ready to get to these questions?
Let's do it.
Absolutely.
All right, let's go. Let's get into some questions. All right. Our first question from Jackie G. Where is your dream setting for a future Assassin's Creed game?
I will let somebody else go first because I have plenty. So,
Okay.
I'm
You already
gonna
ruined
go.
your game.
I'm gonna go with the Aztec Empire before the Spanish showed up. I don't know if they can make that work with the Templar plot. That might not even fly. But I'm going with Aztec.
Who cares about if it works or not? Just what
Yeah.
do you want to see?
where would you want to see an Assassin's Creed game? Yeah.
I would like to
It's
see
their job to figure it out.
Aztec Empire would be cool because they were massive. They took up a lot of land, and it sounds like a natural thing where you can do all the cool Assassin's Creed stuff, but with an Aztec flair.
You want to hear my wild outlandish take?
Sure.
Sure.
90s. Montreal, in the city.
Where in the 90s though?
I'm gonna say 90s New York City.
Okay.
Mm. That could work with the what do you call it?
The giant
The
cities,
parkour and whatnot.
Parkour, and I think you could do some fun stuff with a modern, quote unquote, modern Assassin's Creed in the 90s. Just base it off of that time frame. You can like go to like I put in New York because you can go through the 5 boroughs and stuff like that. You can see like the art. You can see some cool things done with that.
Sure. Would you give them guns, or would you stick to the melee stuff, or a little bit?
Okay, so before we go further, you should know that Assassin's Creed 3 did a little bit of like your parkouring in modern systems. They were very linear. You couldn't really explore, but Desmond had a gun. So
Okay.
just
Well,
inform you. It was a pistol only.
Yeah.
But he had a gun.
Well, same with Black Flag. They had pistols in that as well.
Yeah, but Black Flag is different because the pistol is a fucking flintlock, and you're not going to be constantly able to reload the.
Oh, I
would
see.
say
You're
this.
okay.
Yeah.
Yes, but like small handguns and stuff like that. And plus,
Yeah.
I think if you use the gun, there should be consequences for that because you're in a New.
There were
you're
in
New York City.
3.
So if you're shooting a gun off in New York City, cops should come.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I was just wondering because it
shootouts.
you would want to keep it to like gung fu, right? And not like just have him go in with a AK-47 and be like, cha-cha-cha-cha-cha.
Exactly. I think the ideal of having it, because one making it an Assassin's Creed game, making it like, hiding an element, you blending in the crowds of New York City and stuff like that, escape from people and trying to eliminate your target. You can kind of mix it with like Assassin's Creed, mix with a little bit of Hitman.
Sure. That's what I was wondering too. Like, do you disguise yourself and like, I'm a Mets fan, and you put on the Mets hat instead of the hood?
I will let that be an element of it. Yeah.
Before I even give my answers to John 32 to answer your question, no, but also yes, kind of. So
That's
Assassin's
World War II would be cool.
It
Sure.
would be. Assassin's Creed Unity had a couple sections where you would essentially, like, the Animus would glitch out on you and you would still be Arno, but you'd be in a different time period. And so, like, the first time it happens, you get sent to like medieval Europe. And then the second time it happens, you're in Paris as like a fighter jet is flying down at you, and you have to use a turret machine gun on the Eiffel Tower to knock the plane out of the sky. And then you climb up the tower and jump back, and you're back where you're supposed to be in the Animus. But then they took this, and it wasn't World War II, I don't think. I think it was World War I. I don't remember. It might be 2 or 1. I'm not sure. But in Syndicate, there is, and this is spoilers for Assassin's Creed Syndicate, kind of. I'm not spoiling the main story or anything. But once you reach like sequence 6 in Assassin's Creed Syndicate, you'll, in like the river area, a time anomaly pops up, and when you go through it, you're playing as a descendant of the main characters, Jacob and Evie, trying to stop an attack on like Sir Winston Churchill in like a small section of London. And everything changed. Like, you can definitely tell, like, the clothing has changed. It's not Victorian England anymore. It's definitely wartime. There's rifles and stuff everywhere. You don't have one, but like there's rifles and stuff everywhere. Like, they've sort of done it, but only in small spurts. I would love to see that as a setting. They could definitely do like the espionage aspect of it there. I also think that like trying to think of like, I'd love to see them do something with like Australia. Australia would be a cool setting.
Oh, cool. Sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Can you recruit a kangaroo to be your sidekick?
Sure. There's a bunch of countries that would be really cool. I'm just trying to think of how they would make mechanics work, because a lot of them, like, they don't have like the high rises for parkour. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was wondering what era would you set it in Australia?
Probably around the colonization of Australia.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that could be fun. That is the nice thing about this franchise. It does seem like you can go anywhere at any time and find a way to make it work.
For sure.
All right. Our next question. Let me see if I'm reading his name right. Jakoto?
It's Shoji Koto, I believe.
Shoji Koto. Thank you.
Yeah.
How many bananas do you think you can eat before you get sick?
0. I hate bananas.
Wow.
Oh, there you go. How many do you think you can do, Snurts?
2, maybe.
Oh, I love bananas. So
I love bananas too, but they're filling, and I don't eat in large quantities like I did when I was a teenager anymore.
Well, they're also filled with potassium, so like that's why they're filling.
Right.
if I'm really
To quote the
hungry,
Ninth Doctor, good source of potassium.
Yeah.
I probably can eat 5 or 6 if I'm really hungry.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can eat.
I mean, bananas are delicious. If I am in a time crunch, a bagel and banana to me with some coffee is an excellent breakfast. for if you're quick and on the go.
All right. Our next question. Trying to think which one I want to do. We did these Delvin questions, right?
No, we did one of Delvin's questions. We did the Suicide Squad one.
No, we'll do his second one then right now. Delvin Jr. asks, what are some of your favorite pickups from the summer sale? I got the classic version of 13 and outside of some compatibility issues with my Steam Deck, it's really fun so far. There you go, 13.
Cool.
Okay.
I don't know if I even know what 13 is. I'll have to look that up. Here we go.
It's a
PS2 game.
yeah.
Oh, this one. I know this game.
That's what I said. It's really good.
It had a remaster of some kind come out
That's
recently
terrible.
that had some kind of controversy, like it was fucking terrible or whatnot.
I don't know if I beat this game, but I've definitely played it. I think on the 360 back in the day.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, because it had the cool cell shading and the comic panels that were really neat.
Yeah. I haven't bought anything on the summer sale. The only thing I bought is Elden Ring with its DLC. So
I bought a lot of the summer sale. I'm trying to think of anything I can think of that I bought that was.
I should probably pick up Forza Horizon 4 before it gets delisted, but
Oh, Mullet Mad Jack is a game I bought. I thought it was really cool. It's a first-person shooter game that is really fun to play. You should check it out. It's on the sale. I think I got
Whoa, that is definitely a mullet.
Yes, it's a fun, ridiculous first-person shooter game that's shell-shaded. That's just look it up.
Mullet Mad Jack. Nice. I like this. This guy looks like he does cocaine in the 80s.
Yes, and the game plays like it does cocaine in the 80s.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, this looks somewhat familiar. Maybe Yahtzee reviewed this, and I watched his review of it. Cool. Yeah, I don't have. I'm assuming summer sales is from Steam. Is that what Delvin Jr. is
Correct.
referring to?
yes, he is referring to the Steam summer sale. It's where he's mostly playing games now, it seems, because he literally messaged me and he was like, I got this. Do you want to text me on that? I was like, sure, but it's probably easier if I just give you my number instead of you doing that.
One of the downsides of my current setup with the PS5 being, the most robust platform to play modern games on, and my MacBook is just not good for games. It's great for podcasting. It is not good for games. So I did not take advantage of the summer Steam sale.
Gotcha. All right. Our next question is from I'll ask Tara's question. Tara says, if you were in charge of everything at PlayStation, what is something you want to bring to the company? Or what is something that you would want to remove? I have my answer already, so y'all can
Yeah, me too.
I'll let you go first, Shorts.
Okay, so as someone who got really disgusted with the 6 hours a day, 12 hours a shift, I'm sorry, 6 days a week, 12 hours a shift, crunch would be on the chopping block for me. I really think it's disgusting how much people work for something that's really just entertainment. We all are passionate about this stuff. We love it, but it's not saving lives here in the literal sense. And I think people are overworked for that. So I would remove crunch, and if you like limit overtime to something like you can only work 10 hours a day and you can't be working weekends.
So you should have went goddamn last.
Oh, why? Was that your answer?
Well thought out, beautiful answer.
Oh, thank you.
Now I cannot give my shithead answer of get rid of PSVR 2.
Oh, sure. Sorry.
Get rid of
I
what?
actually, because I was taking it seriously. I was like, well, first off, I'm very happy to be able to afford a house finally, because I'm assuming my salary is going to be much, much more robust. But yeah, I think the crunch, if we could find a way to get rid of it, because it's one of the things I'm very aware of whenever I'm working at a current job, is just like how much overtime are people having to work. and what is the results of that over time. And I know for me, like after 10 hours, like I'm checked out. Whatever I'm going to get out of that last 2 hours is not worth it. Losing sleep, losing time with family.
When I worked at Sitel, which is the call center job I had before I started working at WIS Snurts, every month they required 2 days of required overtime, which, by the way, I'm fairly certain is illegal in Canada. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be optional, but this job was like, it's mandatory. So my 8-hour day would either go to 2 10-hour days or 1 11-hour day.
Jeez.
Fuck off. That is useless. I am taking phone calls. I was taking phone calls for, and this is my favorite part, by the way. So I worked as call center support for public service credit unions, which are 800 American credit unions.
I wonder if you. I use a credit union, so I was like, was it First Entertainment?
Hi, yes, actually,
I'm sure it was there.
There was a bunch of them. There were like 800 of them.
There's
regardless of like the point is that they had to teach a bunch of Canadians American banking terms so that we could answer their fucking phone calls, because our terms for stuff like a Roth IRA doesn't exist.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Like it's called something else here. It's just an education fund here. It's like not called that here.
Yeah,
like,
sure.
They had to teach us a bunch of these terms, and they would figure out instantly that we are not American and did not know what the fuck we were talking about. And they were like, can I talk to an American? I'm like, I mean, I can. What do you want me to do? I'm not supposed to transfer you to another agent. So, and they would hang up and call again, and they'd get us again, and they got real mad about it. So,
that's awful.
11 hours of that is not helpful to anybody.
No, it's ridiculous.
All right. We got 2 more questions coming up.
I didn't answer this question, by the way.
I was just going to say, what was your answer, Delvin? And
if I was going to remove something, Crunch is a good answer, but like, I'd also remove the like opaqueness that leadership has, where like they just don't talk for months on end.
Yeah.
And it just leads to wild speculation.
So you wouldn't go as far more for like press announcements and whatnot?
No, I just mean like strategy. I wouldn't go as far as like the way Xbox has gone, because that has also backfired in some pretty spectacular ways. Like, don't get me wrong, Xbox knows what they're doing, but like some of that messaging is not great. But like you often see people getting frustrated because PlayStation just doesn't talk, right? Like they only talk when they have like games to reveal or upcoming like software or like hardware to reveal. They should probably be out there with strategy more. I would remove like a bit of the opaqueness. I don't know, bring back Infamous.
That's your whole platform that you run on. Make me leader of the company. I will bring back Infamous, and the rent is too damn high. I like that. Delvin, what was your answer?
I have no answer.
Oh.
My answer. I'm gonna be superficial then. Fuck it. My answer would be take that PSVR 2, throw that shit in the goddamn garbage. Never try that shit again. And you see what everybody's doing with that Steam Deck? Go make one of those for PlayStation.
Oh, but they already did.
No, that's not.
I know it's not the same. I'm just giving you shit.
I like this, Delvin. So you are going to use some of the overhead that we have available here at Sony to personally go door to door for everybody who has bought the VR headset to give them an apology letter, 2 a gift card, and then they have to give back the thing so we can all put it in a bonfire.
I know you're like, hey, I want to make better working conditions for everybody.
No, yeah.
Fuck that, son.
No, I totally hear you. Yeah. Yeah. That's pretty funny.
Why would I want to make people's lives better? Let me get a handheld console.
I do like the dictator approach, though, that you both have, where you're like, I want this one thing. This is what I want, and I'm gonna make it happen.
Snurf's trying to change the world. I'm trying to change my living room.
Well, then watch. I'm the person who gets fired like a few months later because none of the marketing is hitting at the right time and the studios aren't making their deadline. And we had 2 back-to-back quarters with no profits, which means I'm out.
And I would
take
getting a raise.
Yeah, I'll get my golden parachute and then I'll go retire in some island somewhere, some stereotype.
All right. We have 2 more questions. Let me see if I'm saying this right. Miss Fio?
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Her question is Mirage, New Coke, Shadows, Coke Classic. Backwards analog, but I think you get me. Hopefully.
You mean
So
analogy?
y'all get that?
Analogy.
Yeah, why I say analog?
I don't know. That's why I was asking.
Analogy, yes. But y'all get what she's saying, correct?
I do, yes. It is
Do
Snurts.
y'all agree with the analogy?
I think I understand because Mirage was like, if correct me if I'm wrong, was kind of like an experiment where they went away from the basic Assassin's Creed formula, right?
The new basic Assassin's Creed formula, yes.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
And
And then
people hate it.
But then Shadows will be like the stuff that people like the Viking one, Valhalla, I believe, right?
Correct.
So it'll actually, the way they phrased it is weird, but yes. So yeah, for anyone who doesn't get the analogy, this Fio is referencing Assassin's Creed titles as like different flavors of Coke.
Yeah.
Like,
No, I get it because I know the Coke stuff because Pepsi was very popular and they decided to change the formula to New Coke. And they were hoping to get an increase in share for the market. And then everybody had a backlash. So they brought back Classic Coke again.
yes.
Which is essentially what's happening with Mirage.
Yeah,
But-
that makes sense to me.
But it's not, though, because Mirage was always... So originally, for those who don't know, Mirage was originally DLC for Valhalla. It was going to be standalone, but it was DLC for Valhalla.
Okay.
It morphed into becoming its own game. And essentially what they did was they made it an Assassin's Creed 1/2 style game in the Valhalla engine, which meant that things like the classic combat and classic parkour, the parkour worked, combat didn't really work at all in Mirage. And I don't, obviously it's a classic Assassin's Creed. You're not meant to get in a fight with like 20 people at once. But
Yeah.
it was always there available as
Unless
an
you're Rick
option
Ross.
for you to do so in the classic games. It is not an option for you to do so in Mirage. You will absolutely get bodied. That's to each their own. But the analogy here is that Mirage would be New Coke and Shadows would be Classic Coke. Yes and no. Shadows was always a game in development. Like, we knew about Assassin's Creed Red before we knew about Assassin's Creed Mirage. That was announced like right after Valhalla's second DLC finished, and we knew that like it was going to be a couple years out, but it was one they were working on. What we didn't know is that it would be in Japan until that leaked, and then they confirmed it. Regardless, it kind of works as an analogy. Like, a lot of people, like, Valhalla is the highest selling Assassin's Creed game ever. To say that Ubisoft is not going to make any more RPG titles after this is dumb. Like, they're just throwing away money at that point. I know a bunch of people are like, well, they should ditch the Assassin's Creed name and just make an RPG.
No.
That's not how brand synergy works.
Yeah. No, you don't. You want that recognizable Assassin's Creed as the header of the title.
Ubisoft is not Elon Musk and dumb enough to throw away a brand with that much recognition. Right. And for anyone who doesn't get what I'm saying, Twitter was a verb. And the man changed it to X.com.
Yes.
Like, Twitter was a verb.
Right. I mean, it's the same thing.
Like, and I'm not getting into that. I'm using it as an example of why they're not going to get rid of the Assassin's Creed name off of Shadows or Hex or whatever the next Assassin's Creed game after Shadows is. They're not going to do that because that's how you fuck your brand.
When I think of Ubisoft, I do think of those flagship, long-running titles like Far Cry and Assassin's Creed, and they obviously have other stuff they work on. But
Yeah.
why would you make a Assassin's Creed like game and not put that in front? Why would you make a Far Cry like game and not put the name in front?
Well, see, here's the thing. People are like, well, they should just make the RPG games to make the RPG fans happy, and they should make the classic games to make the fans who like that style happy. And y'all got your option there with Mirage, and guess what? It didn't do well. So,
Yeah.
Also, no one will ever be happy in this fandom.
but also, I'm telling you right now, they have already said Hex is going to be a different style Assassin's Creed game. We already know that it's going to be different. But if you think this is the last RPG game, you're smoking crack. I'm telling you that right now. The Assassin's Creed RPGs make a lot of money. Like, again,
Yes,
Valhalla
they do.
was the highest selling Assassin's Creed game ever. They're absolutely going to make more RPGs after Shadows. Just letting you know that. Like,
I do wonder if a casual consumer would get confused though between the different jumps. But then again, they can look at a
They wouldn't.
YouTube video or two or read an article and they'll be up to speed, right? So
Yeah.
maybe that's
Yeah,
maybe that's
different
nonsense.
you would think that, but then look at the new Prince of Persia game.
Right.
It's sold, like, it's
Right,
not
they-
selling well, but it's critically acclaimed and whatnot, right? And fans aren't confused about that. And there's two of them right now. There's Lost Crown, and then I think the
Yeah, I guess the fans are
roguelike
smarter than
one, the Rogue Prince of Persia. Yeah,
yeah. Thank you, Double.
yeah, yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Are they?
Maybe.
Yeah.
All right.
More than
Our
we think,
last
less than we
question.
hope.
Our last question from Smoking Joe. It's a good question. What PlayStation has the best game catalog?
All
I've
right,
been
so
thinking
I have
about
a
this one since,
I have a question about this question.
Okay.
Because for PS5 I can play a lot of PS4 games, but that wouldn't count, right? Because those are PS4 games and I'm playing on a different platform.
Okay, so
Correct.
yeah.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, for me personally, I've only had two PlayStations 4 and 5. So I'm gonna go with 4.
I'm going with 4, but only because I had a PS2, don't remember much of that because I was a fucking child, and again I blacked out most of my childhood.
Yeah.
Never had a PS1, only played it at like friends' houses. And I can name a couple PS3 games, but I don't remember a lot of that.
I'm in
I'm
a very
assuming
similar-
we're talking PlayStation specific titles, not like, Borderlands 2, Borderlands 1, that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, game catalog, I think it encompasses everything, but I don't know if that'll really change your answer then, would it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm torn between 3 and 4. I think 3 has the Uncharted trilogy. It has the Last of Us.
God of War 3.
God of War 3 has a lot of really cool stuff on the 3.
I was also a fan of playing Guilty Gear and Blaze Blue on the PlayStation 3.
It's Blaz Blue, by the way.
Blaz Blue. The stoner blazes. They blazes.
I'm just giving you shit. I don't know how it's pronounced. I just
Oh,
hear people
really?
go,
Because
"Blaz
I
Blue."
was gonna say I was gonna hit up my buddy. I'm like, well, shit, man, we've been saying it wrong all the time. I got corrected again.
I
on,
genuinely don't know. I just hear people giving each other shit on the pronunciation all the time. So I just
it's the
it's
race
funny.
versus Ross, right, or whatever. For
no.
ne-
It is absolutely race. Do
Oh,
not
I knew that would
fucking
trigger
start
you. I
It
knew
is
that would get you going.
absolutely race. There's no debate there. It is Ra's al Ghul.
Clark
Y'all is
Kent.
correct. PS3 has blood, so it's PS3.
I will fucking end you. I swear to God.
So what's your final answer, Delvin? 3 or 4?